Hello and welcome to Think Outside the Blocks, your weekly live stream from Brickworld, where we talk to you about thinking outside the perceived rigidity of the Lego medium and also talk to you about thinking outside of your mental blocks. I, of course, am one of your hosts. I am Mark Larson, Chief Brick Officer of Brickworld, and everybody's favorite host, the guy on my left, Mr. Ben Hauger. Z Cerberus, how are you doing tonight, sir?
That was an amazingly smooth intro compared to last week,
Mm.
where we had maybe the clunkiest opening of all time.
Yeah,
So I'm
perhaps.
glad we're, learning as we go here.
Yeah, I'm always willing to learn, right? If you ever think that you've learned everything, just feel free to roll over and die. How many times have we said this on the stream?
Six. Probably
Okay,
never,
yeah,
but
I think you're right. You know what? So we're doing more than thinking outside the blocks tonight when it comes to like Lego building. We're thinking outside the blocks and how you run a Lego live stream. We're talking about Lego crimes. We're combining true crime and Lego and seeing how people enjoy that. Hopefully they've enjoyed it before because we've done it before, but we have a special guest, like a real influencer tonight. Everybody, please welcome to the stage, Girl Bricks a Lot. Hey, Nicole, how are you
Hi.
doing?
Oh, I'm so good. It's so good to see you guys again.
I am pumped about this. I am
I'm
so
so
happy
glad.
you're here. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah. Thanks for
Uh,
having me.
You're very welcome. Uh, how has life been treating you?
Life's been good. I've missed you guys. It's been a
We've missed
while.
you. Yeah.
When was the last Lego Crimes? Was it in the fall?
Well, this is episode 41, and the last Lego Crimes was episode 8.
Mhm.
Are you kidding?
I'm not kidding at all. So the chat is also
Oh,
excited. Brick by Brick Together says Nicole. So, and
hi.
since you were last on, we started calling our chat the Tainted, and there's lots of reasons why.
Are the not so sponsored the same?
No, they're very different nowadays, actually, because we actually have sponsors who do stuff for us, either for in kind or give us money.
I love this. I
I
love this.
know.
Look at this.
Things are evolving, and let's check in with you for a second. Things are evolving for you as well. When we did episode 8, you were not RLFM, but you are now.
I am now. Yeah. I
Yeah.
know.
How's that going?
It's good. It's a lot of work, but
Yeah.
especially look, it's a lot of work if you want it to be a lot of work. If you don't want it to be a lot
Yeah.
of work, then it can be very easy. But I'm not chill, so it's
Right.
not possible. But yeah, March, this release day was intense. Like there
Yeah, it
was
was crazy.
a lot, a lot.
I feel like March 1st was stronger than January 1st this year.
Yeah, yeah. I think January was only like 20 or something sets. March
Right.
was like 50 plus. It was crazy.
Yeah, and like Pick-a-Brick like exploded.
It exploded.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I've never seen a march like this. Like it was
Yeah.
just overwhelming,
Same.
and yeah,
I was thinking about that yesterday. I was like, well, they definitely made some margins in the last week for sure.
yeah.
We've got MG in the house. He says, howdy. Monica Berry was here in the pre-play gang. She says, ahoy, hoy. Ahoy, hoy, Monica Berry. Thank you for your post in Discord earlier. Appreciate that. We got to watch out for each other. Brick by Brick Together says, let's go. I can't wait. Just picked up all the Animal Crossing sets. Super excited for them. We're going to talk about that a bit tonight. But we're starting tonight with Lego Crimes.
The
And
best.
I'm so excited to be doing this again. There's something about this I just love. Charlie Kaufman apologizes for being late, which you're fine, man. You're all good.
I
Like
was
no,
almost late. Don't worry about it.
yeah, no,
Mark's texting me. He's like, "We got a minute left. Where are you?"
no, no apologies necessary. And Nicole, by the way, you had texted us like, "Where's the StreamYard link?"
Yeah.
So, and that only came in 7 minutes before you were supposed to go live. Like, can you tell me how to join your live stream? Like,
I was
what
like,
else
"How are
did
we doing this?"
Charlie Kaufman say? He's here now, so we can get started. Yes, of course, we did wait for you, sir, to be able to get into the entire uh, um, the run of this show. Ben, should we bring up the run of the
We
show
should.
just so we know
Yeah.
what's? Yeah,
We started running it a little differently here, moving over
yeah,
to this nice slide here so that it didn't cover my face anymore. I don't know if that's a benefit or not, but this is what we're going to talk about. First,
I like it.
dispatch. normally we're sponsored by a letter, so everything starts with the same letter. Today we're sponsored by the law.
Yeah.
So we've got some law related topics. So first, dispatch, we have a special guest alert. Girl bricks a lot. Code 187. That's murder in California on socials. Murdering all the socials. Girl bricks a lot. So
We
here
sure
she
are.
is. Then we're going to move to Lego crimes. You can see we have some funny names for some of our Lego crimes. Then we're going to move to the mock scene investigators, and then be on the lookout for a couple of really interesting and cool things. Animal Crossing, of course.
Yep.
And then all the spectacular space sets that came out this March 1st, as well as one coming out April 1st, which I know Nicole's already had up on Instagram. So I'm excited to talk to her about that as well. And then next week, we still have one more week together. And then the week after, I believe you'll be in Indiana, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So that's what we've got planned for today.
I do love our text chat, by the way, because it's fun for me when like my two besties start like becoming friends, like a little jelly donut, but also a little like, aw, maybe we can all three hang out too.
My favorite's
And
when Ben started burning me a little bit. He was like, you
Ben-
know what the real crime is?
Ben does that. That's why we were not friends at first. I did not like Ben at all at first because he always just has to like try to burn. He's a button pusher.
Yeah, he's hot.
Well,
Yeah.
that's why here you finally eventually moved over to StreamYard so I could push the buttons for you so
Yeah.
we could stay on topic.
Yeah, it is a skill you have. And now we have like we have footage of Nicole saying that Ben is hot.
He is.
I'll take that.
Yeah, what do
I
we do with
stand
that?
by it. I stand
Yeah.
by it.
I'm just gonna keep it. I don't know. I'll play it on a loop after we put it up on a reel or something.
I also love that the discussion got away from me. Not that I'm in control of the live stream. I just, since I'm like the owner of Brickworld and I'm the only full-time employee and I feel like everything's on me. I like that I just now for the first time saw the run of show and realized that I suggested that I go first because mine's so silly. And then somehow
mine's first.
Yeah. I like this. Yours is first. Yours is bonkers.
It's unusual.
Is it a ride?
He gave me a preview and I was like, what?
We're gonna have some audience participation. It's an interesting story. It's not super long, but maybe we'll accidentally learn something while we're doing it too.
Yeah, anything's possible.
All right, well, are we ready to get started with Lego crimes?
Sir, I'm ready if you are.
All right, let's add to the stage our first slideshow. If you recall, this one's titled The Insane Situation.
Is there a theme with that?
Well, yes. I don't want to give anything away.
Okay.
But it's important to remember that that's what it's called.
All right.
So January 24th, 2022, Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. The police officers pull over 20-year-old woman Mariah Davis. This is a still from the Code Blue cam. Mm-hmm. And you can see here we're right at an intersection, right in the middle of what seems to be a decently busy or major road. But the very first question, an insane situation.
Oh, no.
Why was Mariah Davis pulled over? Was it A, for stolen Lego, B, window tint over 70%, C, front bumper missing from the car, or D, failure to yield to an emergency vehicle? Remember, this is just the beginning of the story.
Yeah.
So we don't know how our Lego's involved yet. But
Ben,
why do you think she was pulled over?
What state is this in?
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma. I'm going to take out option B because I don't think Oklahoma has as big of a gang problem as we have here in Illinois. And you can't have windows tinted over 70% in Illinois, but I know there's only certain states that deal with that. A, stolen Legos too obvious. Yeah, I'm going to go with Charlie Kaufman and say perhaps D.
Failure to yield to emergency vehicle. Nicole, what do we think?
Just to be different, I'll go with C.
C. Front bumper missing from the car. I will tell you now, the front bumper is indeed missing from the car. However, the correct answer is A, stolen Lego. It's Lego crimes, everybody.
What?
Yes, it seemed too obvious.
I feel dumb. It did seem too obvious. She was pulled over for... Wait a minute. So I have questions.
Yeah, go ahead.
She was pulled over for stolen Lego.
She was.
So was the process that led to that arrest? Like,
Well,
so somehow they had to have known like her license plate, or they had to have like caught her from the
Yep.
parking
Well, she
lot.
was storing them in the bumper, and the bumper fell off, and all the
Bumper fell
boxes
off.
went all over the highway.
Yeah,
There we
no,
go. All
as
right,
you may
perfect.
have guessed,
Now we get it.
she's alleged to have sticky fingers and stolen them from a Walmart.
Of course.
And
Pre-glass, right?
as
Pre-glass case.
well, exactly. So that's part of what I wanted to talk about here
Yeah,
is that
we need to talk about this.
Mariah had sticky fingers.
Oh,
Mark got a
girl.
text from me earlier
Yes.
this week about how they had, in this particular Walmart that I was visiting, all the Lego was behind closed glass except the new sets. But the new sets that were out in the display, they were all spider wrapped, including $20 sets.
Right. When I talked about that in ACOP.
Yeah, because I
Yeah.
tipped you off to that. Additionally, the Lego that was in the clearance aisle, also spider wrapped. So they're like, no, nobody wants to buy this, but people want to steal it, so we're going to spider wrap it. The other thing I want to mention nowadays, and maybe some of you guys have experienced this. Nowadays at the old Walmart, they used to have, the greeter. Everyone said, "Oh, I want to retire and become a Walmart greeter."
Yes.
Well, now the greeter is less a greeter and more a receipt checker. Do you guys ever experience that at your Walmart where they stop people who have gone through self-checkout and ask to see the receipt?
That is true. Yeah.
That's become a major thing.
Yeah. I don't have a Walmart nearby, so no.
Well, you're going to have to trust us on this one then, Mark.
I do, though. If there's anybody I trust on this, it's the two of you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do want to talk about the checker at the front door.
All right. So real quick, Charlie Kaufman suggests that there was not enough clutch power to hold the bumper on.
I agree.
Good point, Charlie.
So this is the part where we might accidentally learn something. In most states, can Walmart ask to see your receipt when you exit the store? Yes. Yes, because you are in a private business and they have an interest in protecting their property. B, no, because you have a right to travel. C, no, unless they have reasonable suspicion you are committing a crime. Or D, we won't give you legal advice, but it depends. D's true to the extent we won't give you legal advice regardless.
Correct.
But which one are we going to go with here?
Nicole?
C.
I'm going to go with A just because, like, federal law won't cover a private business, and I think most state laws don't either. Brick by Brick Together and Charlie Kaufman do agree with me. Brick by Brick Together says they do here in the state that they are in. What's the answer, Ben?
D. Here's the thing, and let me give you a little interesting twist on this.
You told us the answer.
I did indeed, and yet you still.
And we are learning something.
Yeah. Will we though?
Yeah. You and I, Mark. I don't know. I don't know, man.
We'll try. We intend to.
Yeah. So
is that okay?
Answer A, which a lot of you went with. Most states actually do have statutes that say because Walmart is and holds itself out to be open to the public, many states have enacted laws that say you can't be held at a store for stealing unless they have a reasonable suspicion you are committing a crime. That
we talked about C, this,
which Nicole called. However, if they merely ask to see your receipt and then you say no, have you now given them reasonable suspicion to believe you might be committing a crime, in which case they may stop you for longer? So it's kind of one of these hard to answer questions where your state probably has a law that says they can only hold you if they have reasonable suspicion you're committing a crime, but refusing to show them your receipt may or may not give them the cause to hold you. So it's probably easier to just not steal and show them the receipt.
Right. It's very subjective.
But it is, a little iffy about whether or not it's actually completely legal for them to do it. If anyone thinks, well, what about Costco? They check your receipt there. Costco's a little different because they are a membership. You've signed a contract and agreed to go in and abide by the terms of the membership, which include the ability to check your receipts.
So we talked about this on the last Lego Crimes live stream, where store employees are not allowed to chase somebody who is literally running out of the store with product.
That's usually not so much the law as it is store policy, but it's
Mhm.
because they're afraid of liability if you
Yes.
tackle someone outside the store.
And I didn't have reference to it at the time, and I don't now. But it was there was some article I read that was like the store employee who tackled the person who was stealing from the whatever store got fired because he
Yep.
broke store's policy and stopped the guy from stealing.
Happens all the time.
It is very dangerous to do that.
Yep. So moving on from then, let's have a quick little video break.
Okay.
Because this next part is where things start getting spicy. So let me
Okay.
grab my video file here. And we'll see what exactly happens after Mariah is pulled over. If I can find it. Here it is. Okay, are we ready?
Yes, I was born ready for this.
Here it is. Oh, it's this one. Here we go.
Will you roll down your back window for me? Thank you. What is all that? Alright, go ahead and hop out real quick.
Well, that was a pretty quick get out of the car.
Yeah.
So what do we think it is that was seen in the back of this car? Was it A? It was her bumper. A stolen Zane Matic life-size mannequin. B, a baseball bat with nails driven through it, aka a zombie bat. C, an explosive device. Or D, a Tupperware container of human blood. What do we think?
Nicole, you're our guest. Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you. Actually, also, I well, I just think unless he used ChatGPT to come up with like a random answer that doesn't like equal the rest, it would be that. So it's either ChatGPT or the truth. Option A. What are we getting from the chat here?
But Brick by Brick Together says B. Gabriel Cabral, don't know you, Gabriel. Welcome to the Tainted. Throwing out a C.
Yep.
You guys are going with A. Well, let's see on the next slide here what it was.
Human blood, isn't it?
An
explosive device.
An explosive device.
Who won that? Was it Gabriel?
It was Gabriel nailing it.
Gabriel, you're the winner. Congratulations, sir.
What in the Wile E. Coyote is this?
Yes, that is the correct description of what this thing is.
Yes.
Mariah says her boyfriend, Zane Bennett, is the one who manufactured this explosive device. She happened to be on the phone with him.
And he wanders over. I love this. He wanders over?
So he comes over
I know.
On foot from a nearby motel where they are staying.
Brick by Brick Together has collectively encompassed all of our reactions. Holy crap.
Yes, so Zane wanders over from the motel room and says, yeah, I made that. It's sitting in the back of the car.
Yeah, so what?
Apologies for that. He says that it's nearing his 20th birthday, and so he wanted to do something in particular with this explosive device.
He wanted to Buzz Lightyear out of here.
No, I was going to say he's going to blow up Planned Parenthood. He's like, I'm almost 20. Yeah. Something I always wanted to do since I was 12.
So. Well, let me see what you guys think.
The
device itself was built with several commercially available fireworks packed into tubes. The device contained rivets, screws, and fish hooks inside the various tubes. The entire device is wrapped in electrical tape, and it was built the previous day, January 23rd, for his 20th birthday. What does he say he wants to use it for? Answer A, blowing up watermelons. B, scaring chickens on his cousin's farm. C, he couldn't remember. Or D, to use up the leftover 4th of July fireworks.
So, all right, can you please go back a slide?
You want to talk about what's inside the device? Why would you want that?
I want to go over this one more time because I was trying to figure out what answer I was going to give, and now I just want to live slowly through understanding how this device was built. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Again, go over this one more time because this is bonkers.
Yeah, so let's take a look at the device itself again. It looks to be like 4 big tubes wrapped in electrical tape. And inside this crazy device, each tube is packed with a bunch of commercially available fireworks. And then inside of that is also rivets, screws, and fish hooks. And then the entire device is bound in electrical tape with all 4 fuses kind of tied into one.
No, dude.
And the previous day, January 23rd, for his 20th birthday, he manufactured it. And the reason being what? To blow up watermelons, scaring chickens on his cousin's farm, he couldn't remember, or to use up leftover 4th of July fireworks. What do we think?
I already forgot. What was the date of his birthday?
January 23rd.
Yeah, okay. So we're going to go over some comments while I think about it. Charlie Kaufman says he's not going to Oklahoma anytime soon. Well, I mean, like half the Midwest, sir. Big Nate Bricks is here. Not your average Joe makes bombs. Or did avarice? I don't know if that's a misspell or not, because I forget what the word avarice means. Maybe it's a pun. And we have a pun alert banner, don't we? More like blow his mind, Charlie Kaufman says. Brick by brick together says it's average. He did go back and say average instead of avarice, so it was not a pun. Alternate candidates here. Hello, Ralph Nader. So we've got some guesses. We have a D, we have an A, we have a Reed in the house.
We have an ACOB.
We have an ACOB here. Well, hello. So Brick by Brick Together says, wow, as we went back over that list, it's GBA plus BW equals fire.
Heater.
I believe that means, I know. Girl Brick Slot plus Brickworld equals heater. We got to call some stuff. I was thinking about that this week, by the way, when we were texting. I was like, I think we need to use the term heater on our live stream tonight because we have a definite heater in the chamber tonight for one of our later topics, don't we? I think all 3 of us love what we were texting about.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Pretty sure it's A, alternate candidate says. Brick by Bricks Together is very excited that ACOB is here. Nicole, what do you think the answer to this question is?
Only someone who couldn't remember is going to create a bomb like this. Like,
I know. I agree with you because he was all like wandered over from the motel. He was like on the phone with his girlfriend. He was like, oh, they want to know about my bomb? Oh, okay.
But see, here's the thing, right? Like, but he couldn't remember, but he was probably going to go scare chickens. It was going to be something. What state are we in again? I don't want to.
Oklahoma.
That's why I'm going to go with B. The only reason I'm not going with A is because that thing is bigger than a watermelon.
Well, and watermelons are out of season. It's January 24th now.
Correct. And so the first slide, I was ready to be like, it's definitely not A, or B, whatever it was. It said it was entirely wrapped in electrical tape, because I was like, it's wearing spandex shorts. That's what's blowing my mind about this bomb.
It's wearing the Kim Kardashians shapewear.
It's
got shapewear.
Oh, it's wearing what every mannequin wore in 1987.
Yeah,
that's what I saw first. I forgot about Kim's booty.
Yeah, and a couple of helpers out there. Monica's hoping it's A. She doesn't want the chickens scared. She couldn't remember, and it's January. Why do you still have 4th of July fireworks? But you never know, right?
I had a problem with that too, but I think that might be it.
And then
Walmart always has watermelons.
Yeah, they always have. It's always in season if you got.
They're somehow always in season at Walmart.
Though remember, she was pulled over for stealing, and it was $300 in Lego Star Wars sets, not for stealing watermelons.
She was pulled over for stealing $300 in Lego Star Wars sets.
Correct. Yeah.
There was an explosive device just sitting on her back seat.
Didn't say she was a genius.
Oh no, she is not. Okay.
I kind of love her right now. She's my new most fascinating person.
Yeah, well, let's get a little video that it's gonna tell us.
Oh, there's a video.
There's more video. I love this.
One more. Let's pull up this second video here.
Like grasping my table. Like, what are we gonna get
I'll
here?
I'll just cut to the chase, and I'll tell you why we have like all this shut down and everything. is it has to do with the little device you've made. It looks like some fireworks tied together, some nuts and buds to it.
Nuts and butts.
So that's why we have this all shut down, because it's kind of our protocol is it looks like an explosive device. So is it like active? Is it like volatile to where if it falls, breaks, is it going to go off?
It's literally just fireworks. Like if you take it apart, it's a whole bunch of little fireworks.
That are tied like in tape?
Well, I mean, okay, so it's like a stick.
Yeah.
So
Zane claimed he was going to blow up watermelons and did not intend to hurt anyone.
Always in season. You guys are right.
So there it is. Code Blue Cam hopping in at the end there, shortening the discussion with, he was gonna go blow up some watermelons.
Congratulations, Brick by Brick Together. You were correct. Definitely going to blow up watermelons.
Yeah.
Good for you. You win that round.
Why would you need fish hooks for that? It's just like...
I don't know.
Good question. Very good question. Maybe it tears him up a little faster. Maybe he's had experience at this. A Brick by Brick understands rednecks.
Yeah. It sounded like maybe the fish hooks and whatever else were used to bind some of the stuff together inside.
Yeah.
Hey, we got a few surprises tonight, so no cheaters, please. Well, unless we're giving you the options, but no spoilers. I would say cheat all you want if it's something like this. Mine's not set up this way, so if you know the punchline to mine, please calm down until it's done. More carnage for the fish hooks, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Even on watermelon flesh. You don't have to be crazy. We'll teach you. I love Charlie Kaufman.
Yeah. So whatever ended up happening here is they went back to Zane's motel room.
Oh, Zane, sir.
There he is with the neck beard. They discovered that,
Zane.
Yeah, poor Zane had all of the materials to create this beautiful piece of human ingenuity in the motel room.
No, it's gorgeous, by the way.
Nuts, bolts, fish hooks, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He pled guilty to unlawful manufacturing of a destructive device.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the news articles I read suggested that, if you manufacture one without ATF's blessing, right, then that's where the problem comes in. So that's why it's unlawful
where the problem is.
as opposed to just manufacture.
There's so many problems with this story,
right?
But that's the problem. That's the one.
That's where they're like, no.
Yeah. He went in fairly easily. He was sentenced to time served and then got 3 years supervised release. I don't know where he is now. It was only a couple years ago. But there's our story. $300 in stolen Star Wars sets leads to discovery of an explosive device apparently targeting poor watermelons in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. So there we go. Our first Lego crime, an insane situation.
So we got Brick Creator in the house. What's up, Brick Creator? I hear Brick Creator is going to be at Brickworld Chicago this year. I'm very excited about that. I heard an insane amount of followers are on Brick Creator's Instagram. If I've got the right person, please let me know, sir, what that number is. I thought so. So welcome. I hope you enjoy what you see, because we're on episode 41. So we're still like... I just fixed my audio for the first time in 41 episodes tonight. I hope everyone agrees. And I'm about to do a thing where I'm like, hey, Nicole, Ben, why don't you talk amongst yourselves? Because I have to take the first bathroom break. And I was purposely trying
Shocker.
to not imbibe liquids for the last 2 hours so that this wouldn't happen. And it's only a half hour into it. And I'm about to start my Lego crime. That's why I need to go now. That way I'm not like in the middle of it, be like, help.
Mark, are you kidding? You can't hold it for...
I can't.
For 20 minutes. Like
I can't. Even if I stop drinking anything for 2 hours, I still have to go immediately. It's like a nervous bladder thing, right? So if we can stop talking about my bladder, I'm also going to need help when I come back to figure out how to share, because I tried this in the green room and it blocked all my screens, how to share a PowerPoint when it's live, because I lost my StreamYard screen. So, but I think I know what to do, because I have 3 screens and I know what screen it took over. So Talk amongst yourselves. I got to.
Okay, well, we'll pull Mark off there. I always
41
like to
episodes and things don't change.
No, they don't.
He's the same. He's the same.
I always joke that my initials are BPH, and he has BPH, which is benign prostate hyperplasia.
I don't know how he holds it in Chicago because I never see him pee in Chicago.
No, me neither.
He doesn't.
41 episodes in, and the tinny audio is resolved. Last week, we got Mark on a headset, and he didn't have the microphone plugged all the way in. So we started the show, and he had no audio, and I was not present. I was actually in the bathroom briefly. So we went about a minute with no audio right at the beginning.
Of course he did.
Brick Creator says, first timer, long time hearing about Brickworld. Yeah, some people describe Brickworld Chicago as sort of the king of the convention circuit.
Mm-hmm.
It is very large, 100,000 square feet of mocks, and more mocks.
Ben, are you displaying this year?
I always display. I've always got something.
I know you do.
So yes, I will be doing that as well. Usually I end up with about 2 or 3 tables. I have got a kid coming with me. Well, he's not coming with me. Coming with his parents, who opened a Bricks and Minifigs store, and I told him I'd save a little space on a table for him. So that's going to be nice to be able to get a new person in there. So Brick Creator, the other thing about Chicago in particular is it's not just a place where you can come and see mocks. It's also a week-long event for the rest of the LEGO community, for the AFOLs themselves to come and participate in all kinds of fun things. There's all kinds of events, and what are they? Help me out here, Mark. Events and
So we have
demonstrations.
Demonstrations, presentations, workshops, competitions. We also have social activities, and pretty much just like the entire week is like you're in one place with all people who are cut from the same cloth as you. You don't have to explain to them that you're a Lego fan. You don't have to explain to them that you have a basement full of Lego and that you spend all of your free time either collecting Lego or building Lego or reading Lego news or watching Lego live streams, following Lego influencers. Everyone's already the same. Yeah, it's totally summer camp.
I call it summer camp.
Everyone's already the same. You don't have to explain yourself, apologize for yourself. Everyone just already understands that part of you. And that's the best part of it. Like once everyone's in that convention center together, like you just get to be yourself in a way that you're not in your day-to-day life. Like just if I can share with you guys, when people ask me what I do for a living, I say, oh, I'm an event promoter because people find it so interesting / dorky that I own a Lego convention business. That it derails conversations. I've been in places where it's derailed nearby conversation because someone said, like, grabs me by the arm and says, "What did you say you do for a living?" Like that's that sort of thing. Like or the people who like really don't. You do what?
Mark, here's the question.
You play with. Yeah, sure, go for it.
Are you gonna give us the extra long World of Lights again?
We're gonna try. You know what happened last year is that the security ran in and locked the light switches.
I know.
And it
was the best, and everyone was thanking you. And I heard that the switches got locked. I'm like, let everyone just keep thanking Mark, so he keeps doing it.
I know. I'm like, we know how to get around this, but like, there's been a lot of turnover there since because Brickworld's been operating there since 2013, and so there was a lot of new staff there. They didn't realize that we did World of Lights, and turned off the lights in a hall of 2,000 people for a reason. So security was like, they're losing their minds. These guys are out of control. The head of security came down and said, hey, I've got some really, really dedicated staff that just didn't know what's in your contract. And I was like, it's not in the contract. It's just something that we've just done. So we hope to. I think for this year, it was extended because we had New Hashima and they just wanted prolific amounts of video and pictures of it. And so did everybody. But we have other coordinators who are trying to do the poor awards team was up until 7 a.m. because the lights were off for so long. They couldn't put, this isn't funny, but it is adorable that they just stuck with it. I laugh because I love them so much they stayed up and waited for the lights to come back on so they could put all the awards out. So they're like, well, we can't do it before we go to bed. So let's just like watch the sunrise, go have breakfast and go to sleep. And then they joined us at like 3 p.m. as the doors were closing for public days on Sunday.
It wasn't even that late. When they shut it off at what, 12:30? Maybe.
The lights?
Yeah. They came back on. Wait, at 12:30. Didn't they come back on?
Yes, and then we turned them off. I was there
when they came back on, and I was like, oh, I was like, what is happening?
So then we turned them off again at 1 because the awards coordinators had a half hour to go and pick up all the flags, and then they wanted to go back and put everything back out. Yeah, no, it was a whole
whole thing.
It was a long night. It was a
Brick Creator asks me, what genre do you display? Reed likes to say
loaded question.
That I will have space, which is lame, but Reed is not.
I love this question so much.
He's not giving me enough credit here. While I do hate Castle, I do display more than just space. I'm rather eclectic. Sometimes I bought a modular building one year. I brought construction trucks.
Yeah.
I've done spaceships. I've done classic space. I've done a computer that was built inside a Lego mock. So all kinds of crazy stuff.
Sir, I do believe you mispronounced construction twocks.
Construction twocks, yes.
I'm sorry. If we're going to talk about building the Lego community and everything Brickworld is about, one of my favorite displays ever was a collaborative build between Ben and his son. How old was your son at that point?
He was probably.
This was 2013.
Probably 4.
Yes.
Or so.
What was it?
It was called Construction Twocks. Do you have pictures of it, Ben, that you can share?
I do have some of the twocks. So I'll pull them up here.
Twocks. Zen has been eclectic. So he'll show it to you in just a second. Lego Team B says Zen has been eclectic, which is very true. Ben builds in whatever he wants, whenever he wants, and he's very imaginative. He's very prolific in the amount of themes that are close to his heart. But what I loved about this is like each construction twok was interacting with a letter that was the first letter of what the vehicle was. And he built it with his son. It was all of his son's favorite construction twocks at the time. And it filled up a good full table, wasn't it?
It was a pretty good table. So let's see here.
Yeah.
Let's pull this up.
Oh, quick. God, this is so great. I'm so excited.
It's not normally, this is sort of a little bit outside of what I typically do now, but because
outside the blocks,
just being a space fan, here was a koala queen that I did.
Oh, I love this. I'm so glad we're going over this.
This is the best commercial break ever.
Koala queen.
Here's a Fuantloda.
Oh,
this is a telehandler.
A telehandler.
There we go. Yeah.
Little forklift.
Telehandler.
A backhoe.
Yeah, you can't screw up those letters.
No.
Got a dump twok.
Dump twok.
Oh, yeah.
I think he used to call these cat machines, but this would be
because you're from Minnesota.
Loader.
Yeah, of course he thinks it's a cat.
And then an excavator.
These are great.
Yeah.
So we had a number of things. A skid steer loader. This was one of his favorites too.
And he's displayed them all with the letter of the alphabet that they represented, which has now reflected itself in the live stream that we typically have a brought to you by the letter, which didn't happen in episode 8, Nicole, but now this week's we've pivoted a bit, and that this week's episode is brought to you by the law. And so if you guys are ready, I've got my Lego crime all fired up.
I am ready.
All right, kids, here we go. Lego crimes. Welcome to the story of the EncroChat busts. What is EncroChat? So EncroChat is an encrypted messaging app, not unlike WhatsApp, but very unlike WhatsApp in that I couldn't fully understand how this works, but here's what I basically gathered. So it's a secret operating system that's accessible by a secure password on an Android phone. Also, there's a 1,500-pound device. occurs in the UK, 1,500-pound device that could only communicate with other EncroChat devices. So I don't know if it's on an Android or if it's a separate device or if it costs 1,500 pounds to like get this login. However, however this works, if it's some other sort of device or if it's something it does to your Android, it gives you a username that is a random adjective and noun. Remember that, please. And also, if it's taken by the authorities, there's some sort of kill switch that you can run from your from your OS, from your operating system, that it'll wipe all the data if it's taken by authorities. But all EncroChat users receive a warning from the network of criminals that are using this in the UK about Operation Eternal. So the entire point of it is like, once you have one of these things, they can only communicate with each other, right? Oh, I did say that. Sorry. I was skipping that entire bullet point. That was the point I was trying to get to before I started hitting the other bullets. Once you have this, this loaded up, this entire, like this system, not only like WhatsApp, where like the entire app is encrypted and supposed to be like they will never hand over your information to the authorities. It's something where like the device will like has the kill switch, and it will only communicate with other devices that have this app downloaded. That's my best understanding of it. The takeaway from this is that it is nefarious. It's definitely people who want to communicate but have no record of it. And a lot of criminals in the UK used it. So, as I said, in March of 2020, all EncroChat users received a warning from the entire network that was using it, mostly criminals, about something called Operation Eternal. So, what is Operation Eternal? Well, welcome to the Greater London Area Metropolitan Police, which is also called the Met. In March of 2020, which let's all think about what was going on in March of 2020. So this is the beginning of the pandemic. This is where all countries were locking down, like making everyone stay inside, stop going to work, closing stores. For whatever reason, I didn't find anything that gave me exactly why these two things coincided. I imagine, I'm inferring from the information that I have, that they were getting ahead of what could happen during a pandemic, during a lockdown, where all these people were using this EncroChat app to communicate with each other, murder people, sell drugs, other criminal. No, I'm not giving that a thumbs up. I was counting, Sonoma. How about this? 1, 2, yeah, there we go. So in March 2020, the Greater London Metropolitan Police, as I said, they're called the Met, began Operation Eternal, and they specifically were targeting EncroChat for organized crime because they had picked up through solving many other crimes that EncroChat was something that a lot of organized crime organizations used.
Organized crime requires an organization. It's almost like it's in the name, Mark.
As of October
and crime,
right? I know, that's why I was like, there has to be another word I can use because that's the root of the word I'm gonna use. My brain just panicked, so I just said organization. Thanks for calling that out, Ben. I appreciate you a lot. So, as of October 2023, 426 people had been jailed from Operation Eternal, from them finding all the information and reading the chats in this EncroChat app, equaling 3,722 years behind bars cumulatively for all of the criminals that they were able to convict. It was led by the UK's National Crime Agency, where over up until October 2023, over 1,200 people have been jailed nationally in the UK from the National Crime Agency's ability to get this information. So something similar is happening here in the United States with WhatsApp. They're encrypted apps. They have this user agreement. They're all over the place. And so people are trying to get like transcripts from things when people are talking about stuff that they shouldn't be, and it takes the federal government to be able to step in and say we're gonna confiscate this information. You see it happen all the time in criminal cases where like they want Apple to release the information from the iPhone about this and that, and Apple's resisted, or other communication companies have resisted. So this during 2020, the UK National Crime Agency decided that they were going to confiscate all the information from EncroChat and say, we're done with this. We're going to find out what's going on. And they gave the information, the database, the ability to access that information to other law enforcement agencies in the UK, including the Met. So it identified, as I said earlier, criminals, it solved murders, and tackled the drug trade, which they were afraid was going, I'm again inferring, they were afraid was going to explode during the pandemic and during the lockdowns. So let's talk about a person named Jamie Joseph Vale. So his EncroChat handle, as I told you earlier, it assigns you a random adjective and noun. And so his handle was Monster Munchman. I'm not sure where the adjective stops and the noun starts.
Yeah,
but here he is.
I need to know this.
Yeah.
Monster is a noun. So Monster Munch must be... Well, monster could be an adjective as well.
Exactly. So we definitely know man is a noun. So is Munchman the noun? Munchman. Or is Monster Munch the adjective?
I don't know.
Inquiring minds would love to know. I would love to know how this happened.
That's about as good as you can hope for, though, right? You could have a ridiculous, terrible name, Monster Munchman. That's pretty legit.
Yeah, right? Especially since it's random. I would like that name.
Yeah.
My name online is Hinkley39. I would much prefer Monster Munchman. So we learned in our last episode of Lego Crimes from Nicole's case about the Australian track runner who lost both of her legs and then somehow had hundreds of thousands of dollars in her bank account. From his chats on EncroChat, they started doing some investigation into his income, into his bank accounts, and he was unemployed. Yet somehow he stayed in luxury villas overseas. He took elaborate vacations, posted all about him.
Of course.
He owned a jet ski and designer watches and other things. Like, he just had a lot of expensive stuff. And it was very easy to find out that he had all this stuff. So dummies are going to dumb. No, these people don't know how to launder money.
No.
No, they do not. Do you remember her name, Nicole? You're the
oh my God. I can't remember her name.
She, the Olympic athlete. Neither do I, even though I just watched the episode like 2 days ago.
Yeah.
And like several articles I read, I didn't realize this was still a term that people use nowadays, said that he was living a playboy lifestyle. I just thought that was hilarious. So I wish I had done the same thing that Ben did with the multiple choice, because we're leading ourselves back up basically to the same route we always take. Because as we said from the beginning, there are a ton of cases out there that are about people stealing Lego and reselling it. Everyone knows that's a thing. So where do you think he got the money?
He worked very hard.
No, he was unemployed. Wrong.
No. Could it be selling exotic pets?
Possibly.
Smuggling exotic pets and selling them in the UK.
That's a possibility. Nicole, what do you think it was?
Well, he didn't work, so I don't know. Lottery?
Lottery, perhaps?
It's always the lottery.
Only thing that makes sense.
All right, I'll let you guys off the hook. It was drugs.
Of course it was.
It was, he was sentenced to 18 years in prison for importing bulk volumes of cocaine. Ooh. And I was going to throw this in there, but like first of all, they were differentiating reports of how much cocaine he had imported into the UK from other sources, and then it was all metric. So I was getting a little confused anyway. And I'm like, I'm not doing the math on this. It was a lot. It was a lot of cocaine that he imported into the UK. However, he enjoyed his 15 minutes of internet fame when his mugshot was posted.
Well,
Jamie Joseph
Donald Trump ain't got nothing on him.
No.
It looks like he's wearing a beret
How?
made out of hair.
Like how did?
Right. How on earth, if you've gone bald, how does the hair that grows on the left side of your head grow so freaking long still that you can do that with it?
It looks chopped.
It does look sharp, but there are several photos of him this way. And by the way, since I have the array, I've got the live stream up here, and like I have my biggest screen to my left here, and it's where his mugshot is actually up, and it's giant. And I don't like even looking at it. And let's look at it for a second.
I don't want to make assumptions, but like, do we think that the term Playboy was like maybe like an exaggeration here?
Until like maybe by the description of his lifestyle, but if they looked at him, they'd be like, well, maybe he was taking all these vacations by himself.
How was he on a jet ski?
Exactly.
You know,
the jet ski.
That's my question. Exactly.
Get the wind.
Many questions.
That's half the reason to be on the jet ski, so the wind can blow through your hair. That's not happening here unless it's like trailing 25 feet behind him.
He's got like, why is he on a jet ski and he has a hat with a strap on it? Like, so you guys came up with like several things that you believe his hair looks like, but he was dubbed by the UK social media community was Lego Man.
Yeah. It's just
okay. Lego crimes, everybody.
Lego Man.
My favorite comment on social media when these mugshots were posted was, "He's going to pay for this."
The toupee would look better than this.
Anything.
Anything.
Yes.
We have a new banner that we haven't unleashed yet, but I feel like right now is a good time to throw this one up.
Let's get it. Master Scott Yes. Well, I mean, he was killing it. Like, if he wanted to live the life of like taking these luxury vacations and staying in these villas and renting them and having a jet ski and like being the bro, great. But I mean, sir, it's 2020 at this point. If you don't have a paper trail of where the money came from, you're gonna get messed. Hot messer, you're gonna get messed.
You're gonna get messed. I was hoping he was importing the cocaine in Lego boxes or something. I mean that seems, legit.
I mean, I say that he got himself in a hairy situation here.
He certainly did, 100%. And I would say like that prison barber is gonna be like, listen, I don't care too much about you guys, but I gotta help you. Like, I can definitely give you some pointers on how to survive in real society, but also here, because people are going to just tear you apart for this. Like, that's a lot of hair to grab onto.
He could escape with that hair.
One side. And here's the thing I will say, Nicole, I don't know if you agree with me or don't. He's not hideous. He's not necessarily right? He's not necessarily like the most attractive face I've ever seen, but like the bone structure is there, like nice wide lips, like a good, like solid, respectable nose, good eyebrows. Like just go bald, sir.
Just do it.
Just like seriously, you'd look just
for
fine.
Me, like if I ran into him, I'd be like, I know that I don't trust your judgment based on your decision of this hairstyle. Like I don't, like we're not compatible. You have bad judgment. Not just the money laundering, but like. Right.
Oh no! Of course, if you just ran into him, of course, if you just ran into him, he wouldn't be wearing a shirt that said like I money laundered poorly. You would just have the hair as your example to trust him, and I agree with you 100%. I'd be like, you are not a person that I want to associate with because you made a horrible, horrible, horrible decision that you see it every day.
Yeah.
You may not see your bank account every day to be like, oh, I'm in some trouble. I got to fix this. But every day you see this hair and you look like a Lego minifigure. So
I would have like such an Austin Powers complex where like it would just be all I see. You know what I mean? And I
do know what you mean.
Keep making comments about it passive aggressively.
Well, okay. So this guy is in the UK, right? So it's completely possible that the hair is meant to distract from the teeth. If he actually opened his mouth, that's where you'd be really terrified.
Apologies to our viewers from the UK. That seems to be.
Got any of those?
I don't know.
If we ever get any, I love you very, very deeply, people from the UK. Get some braces. So Lego Team B, who's from Australia, not the UK.
Yeah.
He doesn't trust the guy on the right either. Yeah, that mustache on that
I
guy
don't-
and the half smile.
I don't trust
don't
any
know.
of the figures that have that hairpiece. I don't know why all of the soccer sets. That's where it
Yeah,
was
they
the most
all.
common. Was all the soccer sets, all the UK football sets that they came out with. Like a bunch of players had that haircut. I'm like, nobody does that to their hair unless it's 1974.
Incorrect.
Or they're over 74.
Right. So a bunch of articles that like went into like the Lego Man thing posted the picture of Emmett from the Lego movie.
Yeah.
But he's got
And
like
I was
the
like,
alfalfa thing sticking
exactly.
up
He's got the colic, like so do I. I was like, his hair is kind of cool. I'm like, it's definitely because I remember when this hair piece came out, like it was on one of the first like Obi-Wan figures from the Clone Wars. And I was like, this hairpiece is terrible. And so when I saw this picture, I was like, no, it is not Emmett. It is 100% this creepy. And I believe this figure that I chose to like demonstrate it is like it's Dad from some set. It's like Dad from some like beach holiday set or something. I'm just like, yeah, this is the dad that has so many children. He's completely out of touch with self-care.
Yep. Like his wife hasn't talked to him in a while because otherwise she would have said something. She just stopped caring. Like it was just it's like they're in the bad part of the marriage.
In that case, now I feel bad with agreeing with Lego Team B about trusting him because it seems like he's a good father. At least he's so involved in being a good father that he's like destroyed his personal image. Yes, that's cute.
Yeah, it is very cute.
Yeah, it's more charming than this guy is, for sure.
I just don't know where it starts and where it ends.
Here, let's just do some. Let's just right. Let's do some side by side comparisons. So that, and then that, and then that, and then that. Yeah, in the face doesn't hurt. But yeah, dude. And that's my Lego crime. That's why I told you guys I was so excited about this because it was so different from my last one that was all about like
yours was like bloody last time.
Right? Yeah, it was super bloody.
Murder.
This one not so much. Although maybe a lot of people died of cocaine overdoses, bleeding out of their nose from all the cocaine that they brought in the
UK. Wow.
Well, that took a dark turn, Mark.
Wow.
Well, it's I don't know. It's possible, you guys. It's just reality. Sorry.
It is, yeah. Hot messer's got a mess.
Hot messer's gonna mess. Yep. I believe that wasn't that term that we came up with on Thursday. By the way, Nicole, Ben and I have started meeting once a week to like prepare for the live stream. And then we had some other like Brickworld business because we're doing a bunch of like server changeover and like switching over our operations and our email server and the website and all this stuff. And it's kind of like making me insane. And so he was having trouble registering for Brickworld. And so we got our IT guy on.
But it was more than that, yeah.
Yeah, it was, but that's neither here nor there. Yeah. And so we were on the phone with David Turner, our IT guy, until 2:30, and then David got off the call, and Ben and I stayed up till 3:30. It was a great time. But for some reason, I was like, so last time we had Lego Crimes, I was like, yeah, I started drinking too much. It became a habit. And we were talking about on this call how like I had like kicked that and everything. And for some reason during the call, I was like, well, let me just pull out the whiskey because it's 1:30 in the morning and let's just have a couple drinks. Well, then Ben and I stayed up till 3:30. And then after that, I was like, this is a long day of like working. Not that your and I conversation, Ben, was working, but I was like, I need to decompress and just like play Animal Crossing. So I did not go to bed till 4:45.
See, that doesn't shock me because the first time I met you, we were up talking till 4:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
And then you and I continued texting after, and you're like, I gotta go. My husband's wondering why I'm on my phone.
Thanks for to that one.
Your husband
because he was getting up for work, and I was like, oh, hi. He's like, what are you doing? I'm like, reading the news, playing Wordle. Which one do you believe?
If you do have problems with the website, though, you can always contact us at brickworld.com.
Yes. And there are gonna be problems. Hot Messer's gonna mess right now because we're changing so much stuff over. We're ready. We're ready for you to be like, help, help, help. Because sometimes I go in. I was trying to help Ben find the right place
for the mocks? Is this to register your mocks?
No, because we haven't even opened that yet.
Okay, I was like, because I was gonna be like, maybe I could test it later and register my mock.
You can get your display space, but you can't get your mock cards yet because there's just like, and there's a lot of different ways to do this.
If you're planning to request tables instead of inches and feet, you can thank me for having that changed over and corrected, because I was like, I want tables. I don't want to have to figure out how many inches I need.
Well, and like when you're like the one person who owns the company and the only person who works for it full time, you start like giving people projects and you're like, I trust this person. And so when we got David on the call, I was like, wait, why isn't tables in there? And they're like, well, you told me to ask Allie and Kevin. And I was like, yes, I love and adore them and I completely trust them, but they're wrong. Like, it was just like, I was in a mood, and I don't know how they both put up with me for 3 hours. We started that call at 11. We ended it at 3:30. It was a lot of Mark for Ben.
Oh,
I needed some Ben. I'm not sure that Ben needed some Mark.
Listen, my favorite Mark is the Mark that occurs like 3 hours after Brickworld ends. Like Lobby Mark.
Lobby Mark is the best Mark.
Lobby Mark is the best Mark.
That's the Mark I like best too.
Yeah.
To be honest.
The Mark. That's my favorite Mark. Because I was seeing you and we were like, hey. Okay, bye.
Yep.
Gotta fight a little for Mark's attention though.
Hey.
At that point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or like walk with me.
Walk with me.
Walk with me. That's why I'm very excited. I ordered a new disguise because I lost my disguise in the basement flood. And so you guys know how we talk about when you're looking for parts and you're like, I thought I ordered a bunch of these, so I'm just going to go order 500 of them off Bricklink. And then the minute you're done placing your order, you like trip on the bag.
Yep.
My disguise came back in from Amazon, and I was like, oh, I'm out of poop bags, and we were going to the dog park. And so I grabbed the new box of poop bags. It fell off the shelf. And so I like reorganized things. It was the original disguise was right behind the poop bags. I don't know why the basement was flooding, and I was like, take my Brickworld disguise and put it in the closet. But hopefully I won't have to like hurt people's feelings by ignoring them, because the disguise works really, really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, because sometimes you just need to get from one end of the hall to the other and not.
I mean,
hurt
I was watching
feelings.
you. That's an impossible task for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why the disguise, it just like it spares everyone else's feelings, and it spares my anxiety. Nicole, I'm so excited.
Your anxiety isn't high at all during Brickworld.
No,
you're totally collected.
Maybe from time to time I'm a little like blah! But yeah, mostly I'm like, yeah, hey, this is fun.
Well, this next crime is titled Real Influencer.
Oh,
because it's going to come from the real influencer, and because we've got the real influencer, we'd always like to say, well, you can like and subscribe before or after Nicole goes. Just keep in mind we don't get her all the time, so enjoy her while she's here.
I got this message on Discord this week, by the way. Charlie Kaufman, after what he told us last week, he actually will be able to make it to Brickworld Chicago this year, which is super exciting. I know, right?
First timer?
No, he's Charlie Kaufman. He's the one that his first time was Brickworld Virtual, our first Brickworld Virtual show. And he was like he had never attended an in-person convention. And Charlie, correct me if I'm wrong, I think the first one you actually made it to is Brickworld Grand Rapids 2023. Oh, no, you were at Chicago 2023. And then he came and worked Grand Rapids.
Yeah. And
was like the go-to guy. It was like he volunteered, and we ended up just like, no, Allison, you're never ever wrong, ever.
It's really, Allie. The problem is I'm too stupid to convert 8 by 2.5 foot tables into inches.
Which is what I remember having the conversation where I was like, if they can't figure it out, then they shouldn't come to Brickworld. And then it was Ben, and I was like, all right, no, I see what you're saying.
Well, the other issue was I was like, fine, I'll do it in feet. but you couldn't put 2.5 feet in as an option.
That was the big problem.
So I was like, well,
we can have integers.
Yeah. Charlie says you couldn't get 10 feet at Brickworld Grand Rapids. That is the truth for all of them, and it's worse than Chicago. Monica Berry says 2020 was my first Lego convention. That, of course, was pandemic year.
I would say, what convention
show?
was it? Oh, was it really?
Somewhere else? I don't know. Monica, you should tell us. We, of course, remember Monica's beautiful work when the pandemic was over. She had that amazing family tree.
She got us amazing gifts at the Brickworld Holiday Joy Show. She brought us Christmas gifts. And I have not yet worn mine on the live stream because I left it in the storage unit. And I haven't been back there since Holiday Joy. But we're burying the lead here because Nicole has a Lego crime to share with us. And I believe speaking of Christmas, I believe we have some coal here.
Nicole?
Maybe.
All right. So I did not prepare a slideshow because there wasn't a lot of imagery available. So,
okay. Fair enough.
And I don't have any suspect photos or any of that. So when you were proposing to title my segment Real Influencer, it made sense because my story is about a real influencer who is going to take us on a little ride. Okay, so we're going to go on a ride along.
Ryan from M&R Productions is a real criminal. That's what I'm getting out of this.
That's what Ben's waiting for.
It's Ryan.
What did he do? All right.
All right. So let me just pull up my notes here. Okay. So Damon Cole is was a local police officer in, I think it was, I'm trying to think where, let me see. Okay. Fort Worth, Texas.
Okay.
And he was like a great community service person. You know the officers that just do so much for the community. Everyone knows one. So yes. He was going to hospitals, schools, events where there were children, and he was dressing up like superheroes. So he would dress up like Iron Man, the Hulk, Batman, all these different Superman. And
I would say this is very sweet, but I know he committed a crime, so I'm kind of like,
did he?
I don't know.
Okay.
You tell me.
So he was going to all these events, kind of influencing children to make good decisions, how to stay safe in certain situations. And he was just a good public servant. So our story takes us to Walmart because that's where every criminal story takes us, is at Walmart. I don't know what it is about Walmart that attracts criminals, but Walmart does indeed attract criminals. So
I've been in one. I know what it.
Yeah. It's not like, the best place to go after dark, but anyway, so he was there on a weekend, and he was hosting a child safety event. And he was off duty. He was not there as a police officer, but he was dressed up like Batman. And so
I am already in love with this story.
So he showed up dressed like Batman, and he's greeting.
No way.
Yes way. So he's there dressed like Batman, and he's greeting the children. He's talking to parents, and he's talking about ways that you can keep yourself and others safe. And all of a sudden, the alarm goes off.
Yes. Yes.
And he looks over, and someone didn't show their receipt. This is in 2017, by the way. Back at the time of greeters, like pre receipt checks.
Oh my God! Did you guys plan this?
No. So the greeter is, the alarm goes off, and the greeter's like, "Hey, Yes. Okay, good. You got pictures. Okay.
I
Perfect.
love him.
Okay, so you love him now. So so anyways, he
Like I
hears the
said,
alarm.
I wanted to love him, but
I mean,
like,
we love him
now
right
I know
now.
I can. Yeah, exactly.
He's a good guy. He's dressed like Batman. So
And he let himself go bald respectfully, unlike my.
he's he's the good hero, right? So he
Yeah.
hears the alarm go off and he's like, oh my gosh, what's going on? And he sees the greeter trying to stop someone from shoplifting, and the the suspect just keeps walking out. And as we know by policy, the greeter cannot chase the suspect into the parking lot, but you know who can?
Damon Cole can.
Cole can.
Batman definitely can.
Batman can.
He's a vigilante. He can get that criminal.
Right? So he runs out into the parking lot and
dressed as Batman.
Dressed like Batman from head to toe, dressed like Batman.
I love this.
And he apprehends the suspect and he's like, yo, dude, like, why did you steal all the stuff? And the suspect's like looking at him. Batman, and he's like, I didn't steal anything. And of course, Batman's like, bro, you did. And so finally, the man eventually admitted that he stole a bunch of DVDs, one of which was the Lego Batman movie.
Yes!
And Batman's like, you can't steal my movie. Like, give it back. You can't steal my movie.
Oh, I'm dead. This is awesome.
And the suspect's basically like, yeah, you're right. So he hands over all of the DVDs, and Batman in the meantime is like, by the way, I am an off-duty cop, so I'm gonna write you up a citation right now because you shoplifted. But because it was under $100, it wasn't, anything crazy, so he did get like just like a ticket or whatever. So the cop writes him up a ticket, and the guy is like, okay, by the way, could I get a photo with you? So stops to take a selfie with Batman, and the officer was like, yeah, I'll allow you to take photos with me so long as you promise not to steal in the future. So the guy's like, okay, yeah, fine. So
I love this guy.
So that's where our story ends for now. But then in 2020,
oh no,
Damon Cole was again in the news for something a little worse.
No.
So in yeah.
No. Oh.
Yes, I love that you have the pictures. Okay. So,
Damon Cole, why?
What did you do, man?
I was just about to ask Ben. We should see if we can get him on the live stream, but maybe he's not in a place he can.
Part of me was like, I don't know if I should cover this because, like, what if he comes for me? But like, nah. Anyways, so he gets arrested for a domestic abuse.
No, Damon Cole.
Yeah, he apparently doesn't know when no means no, because he was dating this woman, and she wanted to break up with him, and he didn't want to accept his fate.
Oh, boo.
And so he takes her hand and he starts hitting himself with her hand so that he can claim that she's abusing him, like to use his...
Am I wrong that every silver cloud has a dark lining?
Oh,
what
100%.
The hell?
Yikes.
Yeah.
Why?
You could, Batman had demons. I'm just saying.
Yeah, he certainly did.
He did. He wasn't completely clean behind the mask there.
Batman definitely beat himself with his wife. I'm sorry.
Batman was a true playboy. I don't think this guy or your guy are. This guy has significantly better hair, though, than your guy.
I agree. He let himself go bald respectfully, as he shall continue to do so in prison, I hope. Correct?
He knows how to take a mugshot though.
This looks like
a
that is a scary mugshot.
don't
right?
mess
That's
with
how
me
you
mugshot.
mugshot. Yep.
That is like I will not.
I
with
spend
that.
an inordinate amount of time wondering about why people take mugshots the way they take them. Like if I was to be arrested for something, I don't know what I would do.
I would take like a happy mugshot, but then
I would
does
like to
that
be
make
like,
me look
"Hi!"
guilty? Does it make me look guilty because I'm comfortable, or does that make me look innocent because I'm comfortable? You know?
Right. I think at this point, like just in the state of society that we're in, people will be like, "Oh, look, something different," you know? And it might not mean anything to a jury of your peers.
It might not. I mean, so yeah, he was hitting himself with her hand.
Her hand, Jesus.
And so then a few days later, he got up behind her car, walked up behind her car and was blocking her, and she accidentally hit him. And like she heard a thud. And then they continued their disputes at home. And long story short, I think she had her daughter call the police, and he was stripped of all of his abilities as an officer. And now he no longer serves the community as Batman.
No.
Yeah.
Batman or Lego Batman.
Lego Batman.
Or any version of Batman.
Damon Cole, sir.
Yeah.
You had such a good record.
Yeah.
Before this.
We liked you. We liked him.
When he's chasing down the criminal dressed as Batman to rescue the Lego Batman movie, we cheered. We cheered you loudly, Damon.
Yeah.
We cheered him.
No, we clapped
But you can't do this.
You wanted him on the show.
Yeah, totally. For a moment. But like, so did the pandemic like really bring out the worst in all of us? Every last one of us?
Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, but he wasn't even pandemic-ified for very long, because it was like March 23rd. When did we go on lockdown? Middle of March?
Yeah, like that week, basically.
Yeah, so he didn't have enough. This was deep within him, Mark.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. This was living in there for a while.
You're right. That was March 23rd, 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah. No sympathy for the devil.
Well, so I said we might accidentally learn some stuff on tonight's live stream.
What did we learn accidentally?
In my case, it's whether or not you should stop for the Walmart greeter when they're asking to check your receipt. Keep in mind, if you don't, you might get tracked down by Batman, literally.
Right, correct.
I know what I learned.
Well, we learned this is what else I want to say we learned, because I made a new banner from yours and from Mark's. Maybe you're thinking the same thing,
Just
Nicole.
go bald.
But here we go. If you're going to commit a crime, take a good mugshot, people.
No, I like Nicole's. If you're gonna lose your hair, just lose it.
Just let yourself go.
Just let it go.
Age gracefully. We've talked about that recently. Yeah. Either way.
Nicole probably missed all that fun.
Yeah, wasn't that on Thursday night?
No, if you're referring
was that
to the Botox business?
That was last week. You're right.
You talked about that on the live stream.
I did. You are correct. Yes. Nicole, I had Botox.
Good for you.
Yeah, no. I can't see because I have Cro-Magnon brow, and now I can't move my eyebrows out of my vision.
Ew.
Yeah, and I'm kind of like, hey, my face usually goes, like, has a lot of movement, and now I just have evil eyebrows. I'm like, I'm just going to keep my face as my face and be happy with it.
Yeah.
Even if I have crow's feet and giant bags under my eyes. So...
Yeah.
So, I'm sad it's over. Lego Crimes, at least a segment.
I did miss a part. He did break into her house a few days later, and that was
Jesus.
That was how he got arrested. That's what I forgot.
So he was like stripped of his so he's no longer a police officer. He's kicked out the force.
Yeah.
But he's living free.
Oh, he's out there.
Oh, he's out.
Cole is out there.
Batman's watching.
Yeah, is he Is he most likely stopping a vigilante, like stopping people from like breaking the law, or is he most likely just a wife beater?
We don't know.
I don't
I'd
know,
like to
man.
know. I'd like him to be Batman, but he's probably just
I think deep down in there, he actually did care about the kids, but
Oh, of course.
I
I
So
agree.
too. I mean, he had tattoos of superheroes on his arms.
tattoos.
Yeah.
But here was the weird thing: he would
He
show
looked
up at
happy.
at hospitals, at schools,
Yeah.
at events, but he went to a funeral dressed up as Spider-Man. Is that not weird?
I guess it depends on the context.
Yeah. Like if it was a kid who died from cancer who really loves Spider-Man or something.
And like a bunch of people
Maybe it
there
would
he
make
wants to
some
cheer up.
sense. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe he misread the room, maybe.
Maybe.
Like you got to be real bold to go to a funeral for a kid
Dressed
as Spider-Man.
I guess. I mean, is there a worse thing to be dressed as? Certainly.
Oh.
But yeah, I mean, Spider-Man. That's a little unusual.
Like the Grim Reaper, like that would be a really bad choice, I think. Like
Thank
perhaps
you, Mark.
that would be like the worst choice.
Thank you. Yes.
Anytime. I'm here for you always.
That would definitely be a worse choice.
You decoded my concern there, Mark. Nailed it right on the head.
So Nicole, you're definitely welcome to join the rest of the live stream with us.
Oh, I'll
We're going to
stay.
talk about some. Oh, good.
Oh, I'm a stayer. I'm committed.
So before we get on to the rest of our agenda here, I've got some sponsors to talk about. Ben, if you don't mind, just read over, if you can, sir, please, the rest of the agenda while I share my screen because I panicked.
You'll get that
I don't have it
figured out.
ready. Okay, thank you, sir.
So we're on to number 3. We got through Lego Crimes. Usually we do mocks first and then some of our other stuff second, but we really wanted to get to the heart of the issue first here. So we're going to do mock scene investigators, where we talk about what we're building right now. Mine's going to be a little interesting because I'm not very far, but that's fine. Then we're going to talk about some be on the lookout for things coming up or just coming out, including Animal Crossing or crossing animals. Watch out for crossing animals. And of course, spectacular space sets. There are several, but one in particular we want to talk about.
Yes. All right. So
what you have for us, Mark?
I have a lot of friends of the stream that we want to talk about. Not necessarily ones that are official sponsors, but ones that we definitely love and do a lot for us. Oh, what's this? I'm sorry. This is just an article about 2 rumored Animal Crossing brickheads, rumored for March 1st. And so I went and announced this like some sort of jackass on ACOB this week. Because I was sure that all of these news sources I saw said that there were going to be these 2 SKUs that have been, like, by the way, that news has been out there since the first Animal Crossing SKUs were leaked, that we would have brickhead sets on March 1st for Animal Crossing, but they did not drop. They definitely 100% did not drop. I don't know when they're coming. And again, I love him so much. I sometimes, to be honest, I have to like take a break from his stream because he talks so rapidly. Not like I have any room to talk about voices. Because like my voice goes from like low to high to nasal to like throaty to like very, very loud, like it was on ACOB this week. But I announced this is non-news news. What's that?
Some people talk really fast.
I know, and that's why I have to stop watching several streams.
It hurts.
Because I just can't take, it like tires my brain.
Yeah.
And I know when I get excited, I can talk very, very fast. And so like from all of that experience, especially watching Animal Crossing live streams, there's so many people out there that are so excited, and they think the way to do a very concise stream and a very concise video that people are going to watch is to get a lot of information in a short amount of time. Either way, these SKUs definitely exist. They are 40666 and 40667. This one's going to be the devil, apparently, which doesn't appear in the Animal Crossing universe as far as I know. And I don't know when they're actually going to come out, because the rumor was that they would be released on March 1st, and they 100% were not. We have new Animal Crossing SKUs in the rumor coffer slated for August 1st, But just wanted to hit that real quick. And while I'm talking about my mistake of announcing news, non-news on ACOB, it's ACOB. And that's the official host of Brickworld this year. I almost mispronounced the name of my own business of Brickworld this year is ACOB. They're going to be there. They're going to be hosting our Influencer Alley. They're going to be doing live streams. They're going to be doing live autographs of some of your favorite influencers. Perhaps Nicole Brickslot will be there doing a session, like signing autographs. Who knows? I don't know. Because I really don't yet exactly what the schedule is going to be.
Yeah.
We're still working on this, right? Nicole's like, "What are you talking about?"
I was like, wait, I better start practicing.
Like, am I registered? Like,
I am. I registered the day it opened.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that a ton. And we'll also have, of course, like the Duck Bricks versus M&R Production rap battle.
I heard that's happening.
Yeah, and ACOB is the one that orchestrated that, or at least it happened on their live stream, but they're definitely going to make sure that it happens there as well. And if you guys don't know, I don't have it pulled up, but Bricks O'Brien is helping us with that as well. If you don't know Bricks O'Brien, you should definitely get to know him. He's got a great live stream. He's written a children's book with everyone's favorite Kevin Hinkle. So check out Bricks O'Brien on YouTube as well. Here's one of my favorite sponsors who has a sponsorship booth at Brickworld Chicago, at least for the last 2 years. Bricks of Hope. They're helping build hope with sick kids through the gift of Lego. And their site here, if you check out what they've done so much. My favorite number is this. It's 1,665,660 pieces of individual bricks that are now in the hands of sick children, helping build their hope in their recovery. A great organization, and just again, my favorite word, prolific in the amount of work that they're doing to get this resource into these kids' hands. And it really helps the families as well. It's something that they can do together as a group, something that helps build their memories as they're going through what they're going through. Bricker Builds, of course, as always, you guys have seen them at the Lego shows. If you aren't aware of who they are, please check them out on Instagram, TikTok, brickerbuilds.com. They are building amazing sets that are just to the left of your favorite brands, not necessarily the brand itself, but maybe with a generic name. They've got some really fun stuff. These are, it's time to catch them all, these new pocket spheres, for example, of what I'm talking about. But they also really know how to engage the Lego community, engage the crowd, engage the public that is passionate about Lego. Bricker Builds, part of all of our Brickworld shows. And of course, someone who is very close to being an actual sponsor, but either way, someone who Ben and I both really believe in at this point. And Ben, if you could see this right here, just released a limited edition Lego Star Wars 25th anniversary display case. Can you see the studs here on the bottom of this case? Mm-hmm. It does seem like they are studded all the way across, that you would be able to put a plate underneath them. We should find out.
Well, I believe what I heard on ACOB for this special anniversary edition M&R production collab thing is that that's just basically a tray in the bottom there that you can set the existing display stands in.
Oh, smart.
Yeah, but
Mark really good.
Makes sense.
Yeah, Mark and I discussed, that
this space in between. See where my mouse is?
Yep.
The space between the figures.
Yep.
Can that be a 2x4 plate, please? Is what we're asking for.
I believe it might be the right size. Yep, but that's the thing we're shooting for, and what we've communicated over to Brickshell. They do listen to the community.
They do very well, actually.
Great quality too.
It would be great if the.
Do you have these, Nicole?
The studs was an even number.
The Box of Boys.
Oh yeah, the Box of Boys one. So before we hit the Box of Boys,
and I ordered the Ryan one. I got to support my boy.
Before we get to the Box of Boys, their wall mount displays are one of my favorite things because they have magnetic fronts. You can mount them safely to the wall with drywall screws, with drywall mollies. And they also have, of course, not only minifig displays, but stuff for things like Speed Champions. And if you're a fan of specific brands, they have like the Simpsons display, or you could display your clone troopers. You could display your Marvel figures. Why was that a hard word to say? I don't know. But they're also doing a lot of other new stuff that's about like displaying some of these larger sets. Like, for example, because we didn't have this one available last week, the Razor Crest, where you can display that at an angle, not only inside a case, but with a little bit of a plastic stand there to give it an action pose. So we talked about renaming the bar piece at the 45-degree angle with the Apollo stud, calling it the action piece. Well, they've got action stands. So if this is something you are interested in, if you're a Lego displayer that wants to display the sets that they have, Brickshell Cases is getting into the business of making sure that you as an AFOL has the best way to display them. And so far from what I've seen, all three of us tonight, and again, we're not getting any money from Brickshell Cases yet. So I'm saying this genuinely. I like their products. I believe Ben and Nicole do as well. We're all about this place. Check them out. Please support them if you like what you see. And if I can get my own act together, they will probably be at Brickworld Chicago this year. No promises, because really I have to get my act together first, and there's no guarantee of that.
You will.
Thank you.
Give yourself enough credit, Mark. Come on.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that very much. The confidence is giving me confidence, and Hot Messer's gonna mess, but I'm gonna start putting out the fire on that mess and cleaning up the ashes.
Yeah.
So Ben, if we're gonna start with the mock crime scene, and by the way, I am working on pulling something up from Brickworld Chicago this year. But Nicole, you're certainly welcome to be part of this segment if you have something new that you're working on that you want to share that you've been building.
I'm just ordering parts now. I haven't started, but I can talk about it.
Perfect. So we'll have all three of us on the segment. Ben, as you start, unfortunately, I'm going to take a break.
No way.
I know everyone is shocked about this.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to go walk the dog. I'm going to grab a can of peanuts, a can of pop, and make sure the dog gets outside. I'm going to do none of that. I'm going to go pee. Be right.
Shocker.
Well, Rob's showing up a little late, but hey, that's okay, Rob. We still love you. Come in whenever you want. You don't have to be right on time. Mark, of course, has to take a break. Why are we not surprised? Usually I just sputter on about nothing while Mark's gone, but hey, now there are two of us here.
There's two of us.
So we can talk a little bit about what it is you're building right now. So what's your interest now? What do you got going on?
So I think what I'm going to bring to Chicago is I like Studio Ghibli. So I'm going to build, do you know Totoro?
I don't.
Looks like a big gray cat. Let me see if I can pull up a picture.
Sounds fun.
It's a little scary, but So I'm going to build I don't know why it just took me to Etsy,
Totoro,
but I'm going to build
anime.
This.
Yes.
Oh, wait. That. Can you see?
Yep, I can see him.
Okay, perfect. I'm going to build him kind of like just a brick built, maybe about, say, a foot tall. Not too big because I want to bring him in my carry-on. Because last year I built a whole scenery out and it got completely smashed because I checked it in like an idiot. So
yeah, so you have to fly from the East Coast over to Chicago.
Fly from the East Coast. So I got to make sure that he doesn't break on the way.
Yeah, and when we get closer to Brickworld, we usually do a number of live streams where we talk about some of the things for preparing for Brickworld, which includes packing or trying to pack, especially if you're traveling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
We definitely try to have that conversation.
Right. Yeah. I mean, if you're coming in on a plane, this is always part of it. If you ship it, it's part of it.
Yeah.
And even if you have, like our friend Dale does, a U-Haul van that you have set up for your mock, If you let someone else drive the van with your mock in it,
Oh dear
you're
it
Lord.
might show up in pieces.
So
Yeah.
he had to have his brakes replaced, and they put it on like a he was the mechanic was testing the brakes, and so kept like going around, and the entire all of his mocks were in the back of this box truck.
Are you
And so he just
serious?
kept driving around slamming the brakes, and he's like, something sounds really awful in the back, and the entire mock was destroyed
Oh,
because it
no.
just yeah.
There's a silver
Sometimes
lining in that story though, because the mock was a castle mock, so no one cares anyway. Monica says that she's jealous I still get to watch Totoro for the first time. Well, I
Oh.
guess maybe I am super lucky, Monica, and I'm gonna have to check this out. Maybe I'll wait and do a live viewing at Brickworld so I can give you my firsthand experience after watching this.
That would be cool. I would start with Spirited Away though, if you haven't seen that one.
so I'm gonna
Oh, that's so cute.
Oh, okay. I would say I'm gonna feel really embarrassed if I'm wrong, but I believe this was yours, wasn't it?
That was mine, yeah.
I loved this.
It got so smashed.
Without even knowing it was yours.
You did
Like,
it?
I did not know it was yours until even though you
Wow.
clearly your name
Is
is
that-
right here.
Yeah, but you're tired.
Oh yeah, I don't have time to take in details. It just kept speaking to me, probably because I love medium lavender, but also I love the kind of the cool with the warm, the hard with the soft. And I just love the fact that this was so Star Wars specific and so kind of beautiful.
It
just
upset a lot of Star Wars people, actually.
Why? What were they
Because
upset?
it
They were
was
touched, or were they?
too colorful, and it wasn't like a true take on the canon. But
Well, everyone's entitled to their opinion, but I do
yeah,
hope that they
sure.
burn in hell and that they do die.
Because there's never been a beautiful Star Wars planet or the Empire there to have a stompy walk through it. Yeah,
Let's think about one of the last scenes of Episode 3 when they're pulling off Order 66, and I can't even remember the name of the Jedi. Nicole, you'll probably know, where she's on that beautiful, gorgeous planet and she dies among these beautiful flowers and mushrooms and
this.
Yes, 100%. And it kind of reminded me of that, but it's still its own special creation. And that I sat there and looked at it for a while where I was like, okay, this AT-AT obviously broke down and nature is taking over.
Yeah.
Oh God, that's so beautiful.
And it was missing. Oh my gosh. I remember it was so the AT-AT was a set, but I modified it and then built around it. But I took the back leg off because I wanted to really make it look like it was falling apart. To get that thing to stand was a pain in the ass. I was like, no one bumped this table.
I was wondering how you did that.
So it was balanced perfectly. But looking back now, I really love it. I should actually reassemble it.
This picture doesn't do it justice, but
it doesn't. You needed to see it in person
at a rather odd angle. Let me see if this one does. No, not so much.
I should bring that back.
I do. Oh my God, I love that. And I looked at it several times, and I was like, because I have a limited amount of time to capture pictures.
Yeah.
And so I was like, all right, I'm gonna spend some minutes with this. So I only have 3 pictures of it, and the third one is garbage. But
it didn't photograph well. Not in it, because it was just, I think, I don't know. So if I brought it back, what I would do is I'd probably the rock work needs work.
Yeah.
The rock work was shit. So sorry.
It's okay. We swear on here.
So I would completely trash that and redo it. And then bulk it up maybe a little more. Because I didn't know how to do. I didn't mock. I'm not a mocker. I'm a set builder.
I would say I see that right in the sign there. It says Nicole is not a builder, but you are. You definitely are, because look at this. This is a great creation, and as long as you're happy with it and as long as you're expressing yourself. Yeah. But I would say the other thing is I love the banyan trees. I love the depth that you put in the river.
Yeah.
And rock work is is
That's
not
hard.
easy.
It's
I can
hard.
see what you're saying. I would definitely agree with you, to be fair, because this is what we're thinking outside the box, so we're trying to
No, I
challenge
want
each
you
other.
to. Yeah, don't be
I would
nice.
I would say that the rock work does seem a bit amateur, but I thought I would like, people compliment my rock work all the time, and a couple weeks ago Ben like read me down on how to do rock work, and I was like, yeah, yes, I know I got lazy, and I was
I
just
gotta talk
like,
to Ben.
I know, right? Ben's great at rock work. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm somewhere in the middle of these, but as like, you can identify it yourself.
Yeah.
You said yourself, I could do better at rock work. That means perhaps you want to?
I
Do you
want
want
to
to be
do
a
better at
mocker?
rock work. Honestly, the reason why I was, and this is the sad part, right? Like the reason why I was gonna just retire it forever was because I hated the rock work. Why is that a reason to retire it?
It's not.
It's not
It's
a
totally
reason.
not.
It
Oh,
could have
no.
made it so much better. And I would have made it on a bigger scale, but it was just traveling with it was a
Yeah.
pain. But the rock work needed work.
Well,
And the funny thing was when I had the vision to do the rock work, I was
Yeah.
like, oh, it's rock work because you're just putting pieces down. It's not that hard.
well, I love the swampy
It is.
edge, because it's not just like a swamp. It's definitely transcendent in somewhere else we haven't seen. Your banyan-shaped trees are some of my favorites I've ever seen. Now, I'm a sucker for the medium lavender leaf.
I am too. Oh, and
Oh my
I
God,
bought all of that out
love.
in the pab. I was like
I get
crazy
to
about it.
I get
I
to
could-
place an order for our event, like basically like a lug bulk
all
order.
lavender.
I bought like 10,000 of those leaves.
Oh
Now,
yeah.
they were for the goodie bag mostly, but I made sure that I only put like 8,000 in. And 2,000 in my life is not enough. That's what was left for me after I made the order. But like, especially my favorite thing about this was the way you incorporated the growth
Yeah,
on
the leg.
yes.
Yeah.
And so you are definitely a builder. You're definitely a mocker. You
Aw.
modified the AT-AT, and I can tell where. But I love the fact that you incorporated that. Like, I would say, especially since you don't consider yourself a builder, but before I knew you did not consider yourself a builder, because I didn't read that card until just now. I would say this is one of my favorite builds there, because it just spoke to me, especially just by composition.
Yeah. It was really cool seeing people going up to it because I was like, because I had gotten, because, we had AFOL days, which generally are very supportive, but
Yeah.
you do hear some things where like people are like, that's not Star Wars. And I'm like, no, it's not. It's not meant to be like Star Wars.
Well, it's my original idea of what Star Wars could be, and that's
What it could be. Yeah. And it
100%
was
valid.
based on the pictures that I printed, like, because that was like concept art or whatever. But I mean, if I were to redo it, the rock work, I'd probably work a little more on the landscaping, and then I would add lights to it because I didn't realize that World of
Yeah.
Lights was a thing.
Oh no, sorry, we'll do
So I
better.
didn't light it. And so I was like, oh, I was panicking and I just threw twinkle lights in it. And when I threw, so you didn't see what it looked like with the twinkle lights, but when I did it, it looked, I was like, man, if I had just lit this.
I may have pictures of that, actually. I want to say, Ben,
Yeah.
before she knew me, she honored me. Look who she put in her mock.
There's an otter.
It's me.
Is that
I'm
you?
in there.
There's Mark
Yeah.
the otter.
So Nicole, if you don't know, there's a
don't
bunch of
know.
like extra names for people and the way they look in the gay community.
Okay.
And I happen to be an otter. So it starts with bears. Bears are large, hairy men. And then the next step is, well, there's cubs and muscle cubs. Because I'm skinny and hairy, I'm an otter. And there I am in your mock.
There you are.
It's me.
That is you.
I love it.
I'm just trying to see if I can find. I think it
We
was.
also didn't we have a stormtrooper down there with the helmet still on, bathing
Yeah, I
in the
texted
river.
you. I don't know
You
what.
get
How
down,
that's.
down there, but there we go, between the legs there. There
Oh
he
yeah,
is.
an M&R exclusive there. I bought that from him and I shoved it right in there. I was like,
I got
I love it.
an adorable little fawn by this grotesque
look, it's
ATST.
in the same picture. I just captured Ryan and myself.
You did.
I totally did.
And while Nicole's looking for that picture, here's the aforementioned Order 66 planet of beauty here. So you're telling me Star Wars never has a beautiful planet? Well, you're wrong. So look at this.
That is
Yeah, you're
true.
super wrong.
Super wrong. Leave Nicole alone for
Leave me
peace.
alone.
Yeah, like that's the one thing that like kind of gets to me about some of the stuff that happens at Brickworld Chicago is I hear that from time to time that people are like, someone says to me that I'm like, I'm not ready to display at Brickworld Chicago. We don't jury
Yeah.
submissions. We let everybody come and everybody display where they're at and meet people and get resources and get constructive feedback if they want it. So don't offer people advice. This is my unsolicited advice to you if you're attending Brickworld Chicago. Don't tell people how to improve their mocks unless you get into a conversation where they want to know how to improve their mock. Please.
Or you come on or you're a host or co-host of this show.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Ben and I have known each other for years, and that's how we started doing this. Is because we had a Zoom meeting for Eurobricks, and I was like, I want to show you. I think you wanted to show me something, and I was like, Ben this, Ben this, Ben this, Ben that, and I was like, Jesus, what are you doing? And I was like, oh, this is what the live stream needs to be, and that's how that was the seed that planted Think Outside the Blocks. Because I was like, I'm being really mean, but I'm like, I know you can take it. I'm like, I know you know me.
that was probably on the Orc Tower. Well, that one became famous, but I don't even have a picture of that yet. So
I hate that lost episode because I repeated my advice at least 57 times.
You certainly did.
I've tried to cut that video into like a short, and I'm like, every time I pull the slider over to see what I was saying, I was like, I'm still saying the same thing. Where's our chat at? Let's see.
I've been throwing most of them up there.
Oh, you have? Okay, good. We have a newbie.
Yeah, we do. Lego Timmy saying, "What's up, everyone? No, not much. Just doing a live stream, hanging out with Girl Bricks a lot, talking about mocks, talking about Lego crimes."
Welcome to the Tainted Timmy.
Yes.
It's Tainted Timmy. He came in with an alliterative name, and we love that.
That is Tainted literally Timmy. The best. Literally, Mark.
So, sorry. We're gonna see a Totoro from Nicole soon, correct?
Yep. I was saying it's probably gonna be like a foot.
Nice.
But it'll be easier to transport, I feel like, than the other stuff.
Cool.
Yeah.
We'll have
I might think of something else. I don't know.
If you want to join us on that episode where we talk about packing for
yes, I do.
Traveling, yeah, I think you probably have quite a bit of because you've been doing a lot of travel with our LFM, right?
Not really, no.
You do a lot of travel.
I brought Stitch abroad.
I was associating the two. I'm like, oh, she travels a lot. It must be for her new RLFM status.
No.
Oh, it's
no.
not.
I haven't traveled. No, I haven't traveled for them at all. But when I wanted Stitch to be on a beach, so I brought him.
Oh, nice.
With me abroad, but I like shrink wrapped the hell out of him, and then I like put him in a burlap bag so no one could see what it was because
good call because
prior to,
TSA gave me a really hard time about bringing a mock through that was shrink wrapped.
Yeah, it looks like Lego Crimes.
It does look like it looks like Ben's Lego Crime.
Looks like a combination of your crime and Ben's.
Mine was a Lego Antibody.
Yeah.
So it was all transparent pieces, like shrink wrapped all the hell, and they were like, "What the hell do you have in your carry-on?" And I was like, "If you don't like it, just give it back to me because I will rent a car because I'm not letting you check this."
Oh no, you can't.
No. I don't trust the TSA in Chicago for sure.
That's what happened to me on the way back from Chicago. Because once I fixed it, I had it in my carry-on, and then they were like, they gave you the same BS of
gate check
out of space.
Yep.
I'm like, what did you do? Did you Jim carry this? Like, just drop kick this around? Like, I opened it up and it just poured out. So, but then again, I didn't pack it as carefully as I packed it when I was going. So
the first time I shipped Lego MOCs, I was living in California and coming back to Brickworld, coming back to Chicago for Brickworld. And so I just put all my MOCs in a giant box and poured packing peanuts over it.
Mm-hmm. That's what you did?
Yes. I really thought that would work. And it came back. And by the way, at the time I was working for Legoland, where we were gluing things together because we knew like if you did not glue and have like a steel frame inside, you couldn't ship it anywhere. I was like, I'll just throw these in there, packing peanuts. And so it just basically showed up to my parents' house. By the way,
you're like, Mark, did you order more pieces?
The box was like ripped open, and so there was just like pieces and packing peanuts falling out of the box on my parents' porch. They're like, you sent this here, but this is how it showed up. And I was like, oh no, how could they do this to me?
You did it to yourself.
I did it to myself. That's exactly what I was about to say.
You did it to yourself. If there's one thing that we're going to learn on this podcast is Ben and I and you are all going to say it how it is, respectfully.
Yeah.
But
yeah. Yes, that's definitely that's 100% the cloth we are cut from.
Respectfully.
Respectfully,
Nicole
always.
said earlier that I was hot, so let's just keep that in mind.
Exactly. And by the way, thank you for bringing the word respectfully to the podcast, because Ben and I just basically rip on each other and leave the respect word out of it. And just hope it comes through in the way that we like.
You guys haven't been too bad since I've been here. You've been fine. And I've caught other episodes, since I've been on here, and you're respectful.
I love when you're in the chat.
I always come back.
Yeah, he comes back. You come back, Mark.
Yeah, most of the time.
Sometimes you don't. Yeah, sometimes we need a break, and he just says, "Oh, where's Jesse?"
Ben is definitely the most consistent host on quote unquote my live stream.
Yeah.
All right, so you ready to share what you built this week, Ben?
Sure. Let's start with what was from last week.
Wow, your backdrop is gone.
It is. I pulled it out. We can see Spider Mech. I added a little support underneath him here.
Wow.
But he's hanging out. I got some of the armor pieces in for that.
So Nicole,
now I can finally move on.
Nicole, Ben is going through a process he's calling #chunkify my mechs.
Yep.
So he's been bringing mechs to Brickworld for a long time, and he never gets really any nominations. So he's like, are people just missing them because they're too small? So now we're chunkifying to make sure that people know he knows how to build mechs.
Yes.
And so
I will say I do pass by the small mechs and don't really look at them. It's the chunky ones that I
exactly.
This is definitely I'm validating your concern.
Yes, 100%.
No one looks at the small guy.
Yeah,
I do, because like there's usually more detail in them.
Yeah, but see, you've had like years of practice. Like, I was so overwhelmed at Brickworld. I walked in and I was like, "You're telling me we have this whole space?"
Yeah,
like,
right.
We're gonna fill this up.
We're gonna fill this up with things.
Hey, speaking of real influencers, our first time Tainted member tonight, Lego Timmy, he just hit 20,000 subscribers a couple days ago. Congratulations, sir. We're
awesome.
barely at 800. So thank you for joining us. Maybe you have some tips for us.
Timmy tips.
Aubrey says that we all have our chunkifying era. It's like the blue phase for artists.
It is. Aubrey was at Brickworld. She had the reef. The with the shark in it that was swimming.
Yes, thank you. I was like, the shark one? Yes. Okay, let me see if I can find the picture of that. You guys keep going.
So while we're working on that, so I'm taking a break from the mech because if you know anything about me, Mark, it's that I'm a meme builder, right? And so
no, sir. I do not know that about you at all, but go ahead. You be you.
So everybody knows that the worst Lego theme is castle. No one should ever build castle. Castle is terrible and stupid.
Yes.
But for the
Everyone
memes, I'm going
does
to
know
build
that.
You know what? I
terrible, stupid
retract
castle.
respectively. Just retract it.
Here's the start for our
The
next
castle.
project, which is
You gotta
going to be a very hilarious meme castle.
Oh my
Because that's
God.
the only way I know how to
perfect.
build a castle.
Wow, that's a lot to show. I basically see a spaceship.
You do see a spaceship.
Yeah,
is
that's all I
not
really
what
see.
Yeah, this is because this is the terrible, stupid castle. Because what's a castle, right? It's a couple chunks of rock, a gray wall, and maybe a tree, right? So
Maybe.
I'm basically done here. All I need to do is add the rock and the tree, and I'm done. But no, really, what this is at my
I'm
bricks
worried
and
about this
minifigs.
phase.
Yeah.
My
Oh,
bricks and minifigs.
It's
Oh,
cute.
yes, there we go.
I got the knight's castle.
Mhm.
Let's see if we can. Get
Oh my
ourselves
God.
slanted here.
Is that what you did this week?
And so what I want to do is kind of do the triple threat here. We're going to use the tiny one that you got if you bought this from Lego VIP. And then we're going to have the official set when I was, 3 years old and this came out. Nicole probably wasn't even alive. And then we're going to move over to the mock one.
So Aubrey agreed that before you put the castle on it, when it was just the base plate, looked like a castle to her so far.
Yeah.
So Lego Timmy gives us the advice that spend posting daily for about 2 years. Oh dear Lord.
That's a long time away to me. I don't know. 2 years.
My heart.
Yeah.
My poor heart. So Reed says that gray is the worst color for castles, but clear, or as most people call it, transparent, should be the color that you use.
Maybe. I like Paige's suggestion that I do it all in tomato soup. Unfortunately, we don't have enough pieces for tomato soup yet, but we'll get there.
But if you want to make like a large round radar looking thing, you definitely could do that.
I do feel like I need to make an actual space castle too, just for the lulz. But before that, so this is sort of the inspiration. And so because of this, there's a couple things that I'm working on with this base, which is very early on. Right now you can see it's mostly just a rectangle with rainbow puke filler colors.
Yep.
But one of the things I noticed about the Knight's Castle here is we have a drawbridge, but it looks like we're in sort of a grassy area. So I didn't want to build a moat per se, but I did need a reason for us to have a drawbridge. So I'm working on a path that'll come up, and then an area down below here where this lighter green is, which will contain thorns or vines or something that you actually have to get over in order to try to enter the castle.
We have to imagine a lot for this build this week.
We do, for
but
sure.
Don't
this
worry.
Is the start.
Do not worry, because Paige believes in you.
That's all that matters to me.
What about a space castle?
I know, right? Let's go back to that.
I'm going to build one, don't worry.
I've done that a few times, and Ben calls them Art Deco.
Because that's what they look like.
And Monica Berry agrees with you, doesn't she?
Always. That's why we're best friends.
So I was expecting after you dropped your Knight's Castle original creation on there that you had something ready.
What are you talking about?
I thought maybe there's something else you're gonna drop on here.
No, there's not. Because here's the thing.
Oh, really?
Here's the thing. I'm had sad. To spend a lot of time cleaning in order to get my room shifted from mechs over to castle building. And, so I had to clean up a lot. I have several bases that are like getting ready to go. Like here's a round one.
You're the base guy.
The base guy.
Yep.
But I haven't gotten very far yet on my build. I'm doing a couple things different on this one that I haven't.
Oh, yes.
Yep. That's the idea.
I can do it. I can do that.
Brad Rollison.
I'll have to give
welcome to the stream. have we had Brad on before? I don't remember the name. Apologies if you've been here before and we've called you up from your comments. But this is a golden comment right here. Can I favorite this? I can favorite this comment. I don't know what that does
I don't
because I'm
either.
relatively new at this. Yeah. I can envision it, but I bet you can envision it better. I have a beautiful creation in my head, but I can't wait to see the Ben Hauger version of the space castle that's populated with space babies.
You know what else I could do that would make a lot of sense? I could just put the Knight's Castle back on. Like, this is pretty close to a complete castle mock from what I can tell. I can just chuck this back on here and then add the Stompy mech.
The Stompy.
Right on top.
Heavy pants. We call it heavy pants. Yep.
He does look like Heavy Pants.
Yeah, doesn't he? Thank you.
Yeah.
This is basically a completed castle mock now. Look at this.
Several soldiers just died. They got stomped. That was scary.
Yeah, I think that's done. I think this is Chicago ready now.
Looks like my work.
Well, it's a better terrain than the utility poles that you had for the arachnid mech. Sorry. All right, so we have a couple here that I want to bring up. Charlie Kaufman, I love this, says he posts about twice a year, so he's got quite a bit of work to catch up on to be an influencer. Monica Berry says BBB, Ben's bestie Berry.
Yes,
I love that. And then Aubrey says, "What do you mean? It looks ready to me." I think we just all agreed on that.
Oh yeah.
So Lego Timmy says that ACOB and Ryan told him that his thumbnails were bad.
He did tell him that right on the live stream.
Did he really?
He did.
That is right on brand.
I would say, maybe bad thumbnails is your brand.
I love bad thumbnails. They're my favorite.
Lego Timmy, something's working for you.
Yeah. I think
that makes me want to look at what they're talking about. So
I want to say make them worse. Make them worse, sir. Please.
I know. Whenever I try really hard on a thumbnail, it does poorly. Whenever I just throw it together, the video does well. Like,
Aubrey,
what even is that?
Aubrey agrees with you, Ben. That's an award winner.
Yeah, Mark, leave that up because this is what I'm thinking.
Okay, hold on.
We've got best mecha nominee.
Oh no, hands down.
We're gonna get some best medieval building nominee. We're gonna get some Brickworld master nominee for this genius build.
Oh yeah. Hey Ben, I do believe you've been nominated for Brickworld Master before, haven't you?
Well, how did I get this if I wasn't? And we'll add another best medieval building because
it happens from time to time. Where are your awards, sir?
What do you mean? These are my awards?
Yes, true. It's definitely an honor to be nominated.
Yes.
He's getting up. I can see him in the green room. He's getting up. He's going to bring his awards over. We got to see, Ben. People
they're all the
appreciate your work.
Okay.
Are they all the same, or do they have different years?
They do have different years, but they're all the same trophy.
Timmy, they're not great, man.
Reed has a lot to say, so I'm just going to let him say. Ask him to make you a thumbnail then. He has co-hosts to help him make them. And actually, I have a few sources for you too, sir. Timmy, if you are looking for for someone to make better ones for you. There are quite a few people in the Lego community who love doing this type of thing. So yeah, Friday Night Bricks just passed 300 episodes, and his thumbnails are very fun. He has under 300 subs. Ben, Reed is suggesting that you're stealing other people's nomination trophies.
It's possible.
I think we need to have a rap battle between Ben and Reed.
Here, we've got a couple.
Who cares about Ryan and Duck?
Just had to get a couple in here. So we got Best Spacecraft 2017, Best Spacecraft 2022. I don't know if there was one for 2019. Best Group Layout 2017. Best Train Layout. That's the one I like the best, though.
Mine too. I love that one too. We got that for the Winter Village, right?
Yes.
Or the gingerbread.
Yep.
Yes. What does anyone?
A couple other ones too.
All
But
right.
those are my favorites.
Just throw it in a box with some peanuts and you're good to go.
Exactly. Yeah, 100%. I love you, Aubrey.
She's the best. You know, Mark,
Please.
she was the one dressed up like the Teletubby.
I love that I at least caught 2 seconds of that.
Yeah, and I was the
'Cause
alien.
a lot of stuff happens there that I'm not aware of, but I saw that. And Aubrey, no offense, I ran away. A, I didn't have the time. B, I was in college when that stuff came out, so I was like, you know, opium, cannabis, whatever. And I was like, and people would turn those episodes on and be like, stop doing this to me. Hate that. Brad wants to know, Ben, where's your Dundee?
I don't have one of those, in fact, unfortunately.
Shout out to Aubrey, though. She's my roommate.
At this. I got nearly the whole...
Oh, really?
She's my roommate every year.
I adore her already, and I just met her.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's awesome.
I love her.
Glad she's here tonight. Aubrey, thank you for joining us. We're talking about you. Sorry.
We usually don't bust out all the.
Oh my gosh, Ben!
I know, right? He's got a little
Ben,
you can make a castle out of those.
I was gonna say you need to make a mock with your awards, just a castle mock from them.
I guess we could, I mean, it's not a gray wall; it's a red wall, but it's basically the same thing, right?
Hey, look, Amy Schultz is here. Amy Schultz says she's so excited. This will be her first Brickworld and first Lego event of any kind. No way. We are so excited to have you here this year. And thank you for joining us on the live stream. Please find Ben, not me. I'll be in disguise. But if you find me in the lobby, I will talk to you for hours.
On the last night.
Amy Schultz, I can't wait to meet you. I'm so happy you're coming out. I hope you enjoy it. So Ben, Reed is throwing down with you tonight. It feels like he's trolling you, like you've trolled him on his live stream.
I don't remember ever doing that.
I know, right? I'm like, why is he trolling you? Like you get on his live stream and do that to him. I don't know, but he says perhaps you should go to other shows to add some color to those red trophies. Which that's not a troll. That's very nice. It's yes, Aubrey. Thank you. I need that in my life. So yes, I'm glad you're here. Amy Schultz says, again, I'd love to stalk you for hours. Well, if you learn the disguise, you'll find me everywhere. It's not that hard of a disguise to figure out, actually. Once you know it, and plus I have a mohawk. So if you see the mohawk, you're going to know it's me. So Timmy says...
So look for the guy dressed as an otter.
I love, by the way, that we have Timmy in the chat having a lot of thumbnail anxiety. Do we have this in the agenda, Ben? So Timmy, sir. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. The little, you know what the thumbnail is. You ask me for them when I'm not going to be on the stream. You're like, can I? Oh, yeah. Okay. So maybe you were like setting up mocks and you didn't catch all this, but he's doing his best to make better thumbnails.
Yeah, I heard
that. We all have to realize, you guys, we have to realize he's only been making thumbnails for about 6 months. And M&R has been doing YouTube for years. Yes, sir.
I think his first thumbnails were straight trash, right?
I probably.
Yeah.
And we have no evidence that they're not now. But so, Timmy, I went to school for graphic design. So I think, we're on episode 41. I think my thumbnails are on point. I may be wrong. I may be crazy, but it just may be a lunatic I'm looking for. Mm-hmm. However, it's all subjective, but I do trust Nicole's opinion, and she says they're trash. So maybe they are.
I didn't say they're trash. They're not great, but they're not bad. They're thumbnails.
Tim, translation, they're trash.
But you know what, Mark?
Hey, Tim, you know what you should do is look up CapCut. It's a free program, and they have templates. Look that up. And
too.
Yeah. What's the other one?
Canva is the other one.
Oh,
Canva,
Canva.
CapCut. Yeah. That's what
Canva.
I use Canva for my
Oh my
thumbnails.
God. Bless your heart, because I find it so non-intuitive, but it's probably because I have Adobe Creative Suite. And so
Yeah.
it's like the
I don't want to
opposite.
pay for Adobe.
I know. Oh God, I meant to mute that before I burped into the microphone. That's the problem with this headset, is it
I
picks
love
up
it.
everything. Oh, thank you. Yeah, but Canva also has templates, right? Nicole?
Yeah. I'm just trying to think. Yeah.
You sure about that?
I think so, yeah.
So, Aubrey, this is great to know. Oh my God. Oh my God, who is this person? I love her immediately.
I was
She has
zoning out because I was
4.
thinking about chocolate. I was like, do I have any more chocolate downstairs?
So Aubrey has 4 Teletubby costumes?
Oh my God, Mark.
If I
Do you
wanted
know
to
who you're
disguise-
talking to? Wait.
No.
Oh my gosh. Wait.
I know I've seen. Oh God, she's leaving to make sure I know who she's talking about. In the meantime, Reed says Ben and I are adversaries that have the utmost respect for each other. He says
You know
utmost.
the brick chest?
Yeah.
You know the brick chest.
Yes, of course.
One-way street.
Sean.
One-way street, Mark.
Is that Sean? Yes, Sean.
Sean. This is her collab with him.
Oh my God. My heart. All right. Yeah, I do know her. But I mean, like, through her work. But she as a person, hey, look who it is.
Hey, Jesse.
It's Jesse. We love Jesse. Aubrey.
It's her collab, see? Ob the Builder. First.
I know, right? It's well, if that's enjoyable, we could just bring these trophies on every week.
Yeah, this is not normally how this stream goes.
This isn't what we normally do.
For any
As a matter of fact,
person, I
hey,
was goaded into doing this.
Ben, if you don't mind, if you can, I'll switch over to my camera. Oh wait, no.
There we go.
You and Nicole, put you and Nicole up and look at the comments, please. Take over as like the host for a second.
Oh, do the host.
Are you gonna go pee?
I just removed him, so it doesn't matter. Go,
No,
Mark. Go.
I'm not going to pee. I'm going to move my camera to show my mock.
Well, that's good.
Oh.
He's probably gonna pee
Totally
too.
peeing.
I keep removing him. He
Totally
keeps trying to put
peeing.
himself back.
No, my bladder.
Oh, this is the trouble with giving me a little bit of control, Mark.
This is what happens. This is why you guys don't have guests, because then it just becomes unhinged.
No, I'm glad he has control. He's better at it.
He says that now. You should hear what he says to me after the stream's over.
What
Mark,
does he say?
why
Hey
are you
there.
back again?
Because stop doing that to me.
Oh, Rob, he'd be lost without me, Rob.
Oh, I would never, ever, ever remove Ben. I don't have the guts for that. All right, I'm up.
All right, excellent. So we can we'll stop this one, and we'll throw yours on up there.
Oh, can you put our faces in?
Yes.
Thanks.
Is this the continuation?
Yes, it is.
Oh!
So, just before we get started, I put this in the center of the mock because as Paige is so supportive of Ben, I want to be supportive of Paige. Paige Pritchard has an Etsy channel where she makes these beautiful glass items with minifigure faces, Lego prints on them. This right here is just a drinking glass with a glass straw with a wood top with a rubber seal, and it has my face on it. That's her vision of me, happy but slightly stressed. Thank you, Paige, for that.
Bald.
And bald, going bald gracefully, yes.
Looks like it's holding in the fact that it needs to go to the bathroom. So we got that going for us.
Yeah, she knows me. She knows me so well. So check out her Etsy page. Paige, if you drop that link in the comments,
what's your Etsy?
we will definitely put that up on the stream. We'll drop in the description of this video. I will even put it in our link tree. So here we are, you guys. It's a little bit of a high view of this.
I
but
love this.
Oh, thank you. I
You
did.
didn't bring this last year, did you?
I
You didn't-
did, but it was only half done. I can show
That's
you
what
a
I was-
picture of what it actually looked like on the floor. But so Ben spent a lot of, not to ignore you, Nicole, but Ben spent a lot of weeks with me on this. Ben, I achieved my asymmetric dream.
You sure did.
Nicole, I hate symmetry, but I've been very symmetric because I've been trying to do a lot. So I'm just like, just copy that over here. And so finally I was like, I need to break this thing up and put some asymmetry into it. So I've got the staircase. Staircase is moving. I'm gonna break this apart because there's nothing new on the vineyard, and I want you to see. I made a huge choice, and I pulled out those arches.
Look at those hairy arms.
All the way in the right. Yeah, look at the otter. Watch the otter move.
Watch the otter move.
The otter in his environment.
There's a body.
She's all right. Crime. She's fine. She's fine. She's good.
Lego crime.
There she is. She's up.
All right.
It's Lucille from my last.
Lucille. I couldn't even see who that was.
Oh,
yeah,
here.
So first suggestion: there's not enough mechs in this build.
Not enough awards.
Yeah. Well, he's got all the awards. He's the one who makes the awards. He's got all the major ones.
I got them all before I owned the company, by the way, and I've refused to take nominations since I bought the company. So, thank you, Ben.
Aubrey suggests this is a really good castle.
It's getting there.
It's getting there. It's kind of got a castle-esque appeal in a lot of ways. This is a major departure from Mark. There's very little Art Deco at the moment. But it looks a little more medieval / Fabulandy.
This has come a long way. I think I saw this a year ago.
Yes.
Like exactly a year ago on ACOB.
I think you are correct.
Yeah.
I think we talked about this as I had the 8 trees in the back, and that's all that I was focused on. And so I started like getting into like the front of it and like fixing that staircase, like making sure that it was like a full garden. Chunkify that vineyard. Yes, Jesse. Yes. that definitely needs to happen.
P&G Brick says, I like the foliage. Looks really good with this building.
Thank you.
Lavender.
Brad must have caught you on ACOB because Brad is suggesting it needs some sheep troopers. Friday Night Bricks does suggest that it has an animal figure, so that's all it needs to be good. Like I said, all it really needs is a mech to be good, but that's okay.
I don't disagree with that.
So we've got something going on here. So big changes here. I can identify. You've kind of finished the stair, settled on where you're putting that wall in.
I mean, finished is an operative term, I think.
Well, you've made it appear finished, and now you have added this sort of balcony on the top of the stairs as well as the door that's going to bring us to some sort of hidden underneath realm.
The door is what I thought you would want to talk about.
Well, I do have a question about the door.
Yes, sir. I thought you would.
So I assume that this has some sort of latch in the middle, and then it has hinges on each side, so it hinges outward? ?
Inward.
So that's the idea on this thing.
That is the idea. So I knew this would happen.
Holes to this.
What's that?
Can you add helmet holes to this?
I know. You know what? We need to tell Ryan that the Animal Crossing figures do have helmet holes on the tops of their heads. That's my favorite thing that I discovered with the Animal Crossing set that I got. And I'm like,
the holes.
No, they definitely do, so they can fit accessories in the tops of their heads. Yeah. The Animal Crossing figures.
Not me counting how many birthday hats I got across all the sets to see if I could give each one a birthday hat. You know you can.
Oh, that's great. You actually can?
You can. There's enough birthday hats for everybody.
Oh my god, I love it. All right, so we're going to focus on this door. So Ben.
Yep.
This door?
How's it going to open outward with the hinge, with the
I said
arch in
inward.
the way?
Did I not say inward?
Good. If it's inward, yes, then that's better for the opening. It's worse for space usage inside this place, but that's okay.
I rebuilt this damn thing like 3 times. Today.
Today.
And I actually had 2 days to work on this week.
Yeah.
So
I guess I
built
would
that
say
latch. Oh, go ahead.
How did you do the stairs?
So they're snotted outward. Thank you for catching that. Because Ben was like, "That's just stacked brick. Who cares?" And I was like, "It's not stacked brick."
That's
did not say
really
that.
You did. I have evidence.
Okay, I'd like you to play it later.
Okay,
So when I look
well,
at this door,
later this month, probably.
whatever. Yeah.
Every time I look at this thing, it just, and I say that I've seen it twice.
Well, it's got my heart pounding. Thank you.
I love it. I love it. I love this.
So Ben.
Yep.
The tan latch.
Yeah.
I had so many silver parts pulled.
Okay.
And I was gonna make some sort of fancy, like bar, and lock, and like was trying to like pull out bars, and like I had a robot arm in there at one point, which was definitely wrong, like the old like Exoforce arms. And I was like,
not.
Oh, I so did.
Oh no,
I so did. I should have recorded it for a short, like, here's how not to do things and overthink stuff. And finally I was like, you know what would look really cute? It's just a latch and a pull. And I was like, what makes that? And so I had these pieces actually just sitting next to what I was building, because all my my tan modified plates were out. And I was like, what if we did that? My only problem with it is that it's tan.
That's your only problem with it?
I like the fact that it's a pull and a rotate.
I wouldn't make it tan. I would change it out. It's
I know. I
glaring.
think so too.
It's glaring.
Yes.
Right now,
I'm so upset about it.
This is the problem with it right now, right? It doesn't look like
a thing. I know.
Yes, it doesn't look like it's anything.
I'm so mad.
Like it's right in the middle of the door, and it looks like you have hinges on both sides. So that's why I'm assuming that it's 2 doors, right?
It is 2 doors.
And
I loved when when it was in my palm. I was like, perfect. And then I put it on there, and I was like, what happened to it? Like, it needs to be like silver, gold, like something
it just
that's
looks like a 2-year-old came in and messed. It was like, I'm gonna do it here, and then like threw it there. But I like the part.
See, we're all about constructive criticism, but sometimes we're very honest.
I think the other thing you would need to do to this is if you kept this basic shape, is I would put, if you kept it tan, for example, because you have the clip is a square, and then the other thing is rounded, I would put another tan colored piece behind the circle.
Yeah.
So that it doesn't look like it's one piece. It looks like it could be 2 pieces that are sort of.
And that's why I think it needs to be some sort of gray or like silver or like pearl piece, so that it looks like a mechanism and not a lighter piece of wood that would likely crack under the pressure of opening this double door.
2 levers side by side in the middle.
Levers. Like the antenna ones?
Yeah. Could work, but it might be too long. You could use the 2, the circular piece that you already have here for the pull. You could use 2 of those, both facing down or out away from each other. That would make it look like 2 doors as well.
Yeah, like 2 handles.
Yeah. I like that.
Just something so that it doesn't look like there's a blob in the middle of a door with hinges on both sides, because that gets confusing.
Yeah. Agreed.
That's very nitpicky compared to other things.
What's up?
No, it's compared to other things. That was like that was like a bit like the door's not the worst problem here.
That is
a little
what
like,
I'm saying.
You know what I mean? It's
passive aggressive, maybe.
Yeah, it was a little hot.
Oh. Cole's called me hot twice now, so
3 times. Get it right.
Okay. Apologies. She says it 3 times, then it has to be true. You still need to fix the tree, obviously, but that's...
Yeah, I meant to.
So we'll get there.
Yeah, thank you.
What are you planning to do to start the orchard house?
So it's gonna go off to, from your view, the right.
Okay.
And
so this, sort of the walkway up next to the stairs here is going to lead over to the orchard house when it's ready to go.
It's this thing that will lead into it.
Okay.
And I thought that was my focus for the week. I was like, I'm going to work on this entrance to the orchard house. And obviously I needed to finish the staircase first for that to happen. Ice skates. I like that idea. Oh, has it? Oh, it's been done. It's been done. Now I hate the idea.
Could look nice. I mean,
yeah, I'll try it. I have them.
I've seen ice skates. Wait, now that makes
sense. Yes, door latches. Because that is exactly what I don't like to do. Is like when I'm looking for a technique, I don't like to like Google Lego. I like to look at like either artwork or real pictures of like castle door latches to like get my own.
Can I suggest that today's had the best chatters perhaps ever?
I know, no kidding. This chat is killing it. She wants me to redo it in tan.
The whole thing.
I'm looking at Snow White's store to see what they did.
Makes me so excited.
Well, and that's what's so funny is like Aubrey, I learned to hate the color tan late in my mock building career, and it was my first favorite color. So now I have a ton of it, and I hate to use it now because it's so like light and bland, and everything washes out. But I have a lot of it, so I could maybe do that, but I'm not going to.
2 suggestions to just make the whole thing tan.
Wow, you guys! Just wow.
At least you're not making it all yellow. Okay, and the question is this a dollhouse or is it closed on the back? Mark's probably going to do it closed.
It is closed because it's a bearing wall. So it's bearing in the garden above it. That's why there's trees behind it.
Yeah, well, the whole thing is just going to be sort of done that way. But today in the chat we had Jesse, we had Lego Team B, we had Joe Ellen, we had Monica Berry, we had all of these people bringing the snark.
Oh, no kidding.
Aubrey bringing the snark,
which is great. We need snarky tainted.
We need more snarky.
Yeah, please.
Snarky tainted is the best tainted. We've got another person new to the tainted chat. Tan is really only a desert battle color. It's the suggestion. It's the only thing you can use it for.
Yeah.
Tan. It's coarse and rough and irritating and everywhere.
Shut up, Jesse.
Yes.
Only quoting some of the best movie dialogue ever. Needs a mech destroying things. Hey, we should probably meet up on this.
Mech.
There's not enough mech.
There's nowhere near enough mech in this.
Yes. Needs more mech.
More mech. It's like more cowbell.
Yeah.
Needs more mech.
So the other thing I was able to do this week, because of an order from D's Bricks, I got all those topiary balls, which I have no better term for it, up on the railings. And I just wonder, are there too many, or does the symmetry work because they are all on like symmetrical places on top of those railings? Is it too much? Is it the right amount? Are there not enough?
I think it's fine. I don't know that I would use them on every corner.
Feeling
Certainly
the same way.
Outside corners.
Feeling the same way. Yeah.
Maybe the one right in the 2 on right above the door,
and
then the one right back in the back, or maybe the 2 in the back by the entrance to the orchard house. Maybe.
Yeah.
Brad suggests that it's the right amount.
Oh, thank you, Brad.
PNG suggests maybe you could add a few 5s figures or a whole 5s army, because we know how people in Star Wars feel about the 5s figure for whatever reason, but we don't need to worry about that.
Thank you. I was like, what is he talking about?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know that one either.
Could I add a color in a few of them? Well, I want them to be like what are those called? Boxwoods or some sort of like just evergreen that don't flower. So no, at least in my brain at the point, I could remove them and put other plants on the corners of those railings for sure.
Yeah, Paige puts a helpful comment in. A good amount, but maybe a dark green leaf for variation. Aubrey and Brad leave some not quite as helpful comments, putting some heads on stakes, and accurate, but perhaps not as family friendly. That there's such a thing as too many balls sometimes.
Well, I disagree.
Right amount, but if you keep the ones right amount
above the archways, yeah,
the ones above the archways,
which I can definitely. I agree with that as a potential solution.
Or just
to
any
like,
shade of green to sort of
wow,
a little.
There's a lot of lime balls in there. Okay.
Yeah, there are.
Yeah, I know. Especially like watching it on screen. Like I can look at it now and be like, perfect. And then I look back here and I'm like, yikes. Like
it's distracting.
It is, isn't it?
But I don't know. Is it distracting because that's all we're looking at, or if the dimension was put back in?
I think you're no. When I look back over my shoulder, I'm like, there's just too much. There's too much of it. There's too much symmetry of it. And it doesn't need to be like, I get, as much as I love asymmetry, I get stuck in symmetry sometimes. Where I'm like, well, there's one here, so there's got to be one here. And I can definitely cut probably at least 25% of those.
I would take from the left, I would keep the one at the end, remove. Oh, no, maybe that's too many.
Here's my thought.
Oh, poor bunny.
I know. I thought the same thing. I was like, here, stand. Here, sit.
Having a bad day.
Bunny.
Sit. Oh my God, you can't even sit.
Carry
That's
arm.
the problem with the smooth steps.
I don't know why she's so top heavy. There we go.
So
here's my thought. Over the arches, and then between the two doors. I only removed 4. What do you think?
I would take some off the back row too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe
if
the two next to the doors.
Yeah, I thought that was my first thought as well.
That one.
Yeah.
There you go. That's looking nicer. I like that.
Oh my God, thank you guys.
Still needs more Mac.
Yeah, it needs more Mac.
Oh, 100%. I took that note.
It's not enough, you know?
Whoops, sorry to make you all seasick.
It makes me sick as there's no Mac.
I do appreciate that you don't have any saggy arches.
Ooh.
I know, we fixed those.
So that's good.
Were there saggy arches?
Not in this mock, but there wasn't another one.
These arches look nice and clean and keystoned. I like them.
Are you okay with the arch above the door? Because it is a different radius than the arch. So there's a dark gray arch at a different radius than the light gray arch above it.
It's completely fine to me.
Drives me nuts. Okay, good to know.
I think it's fine. We got some more comments.
Jeez. We got comments. Nice.
Yeah. Let's see here. We have a suggestion that the head jams could be different for doors versus windows. They are slightly here, I suppose.
I think they are already, but I'll take that note as they're not different enough.
Could be. Let's see here. Hello, everyone. I'm with Fort Lug. Well, welcome, Chris.
Hey, Chris.
And here's a suggestion from P&G Bricks. The areas to our right, where you just removed the plants, may be a different color vine flower.
I agree with that.
Like a purple?
Aubrey says that looks better. And Brad says, in design, you just keep moving stuff until you break it.
Yeah, I agree with that. So we should definitely get on because we are at 2.5 hours now.
Oh yeah.
And we want to respect everyone's time. We want to get on to the Lego news for this week because there is quite a bit still. Keep this up for just a second. I want to see if this makes anybody happy. The burst of color I put in that was too low that I saw when I put the camera up, even though it's at a high angle, much higher angle.
You know, I was like, it's color heavy on one side, but I couldn't.
It's because of the flowering vine that we don't quite have over here yet. I think maybe we'll feel a little different when the orchard house is there. I'm sure, knowing Mark as well as I do, that there'll be some creeping vine on the orchard house somewhere.
Ben, do you know what colors I pulled for the orchard house to the right?
What colors?
Turquoise, white, and magenta.
That sounds about right for you.
But is it going to mix with this, or should I just stick with the color scheme and the?
I can't see turquoise.
I know, right? Well, I mean, so this is all based off of my trip to Italy, where I went to a vineyard and there was a stone chapel with a pagoda, and then it bled into the vineyard, and there was an orchard behind it, and the house itself was all bright orange and white with a brown terracotta roof. Amy, thank you. I hope so. I guess I'll just have to prove it because yeah, I know, right? Thank you. So what happened at this house, and I can bring up pictures of it. Perhaps I'll do it when I have more. Let's pretend we could see to the right from your guys' view right now where this would go, is that it kept going here off this way as a barrier wall, and then above that was the house itself where the family lived. That was this was all ancient stone, and then there was a very bright colored house off to here. But I'm I already have a standard for the arches and the doorways and the windows and the railings. I'm what if it all was just stone? But I love the idea of having a brightly colored house on top of the standard that I built or started here. Actually, I'm excited to show you the pictures of the original so you can see how different it is from what I actually did. So that I just took the concept and made my own design, blah, blah, blah.
I'm going to say you should do it. I would definitely do stone underneath to some extent and then bright color on top.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Well, I know it's hard to see the turquoise now, but I think Nicole, if you can see all the warm colors I'm trying to throw in.
Yeah. If you're throwing in warm colors, then I can totally see turquoise.
Well, I mean, that's my concern about adding a turquoise house next to it is there's so much dark gray and light gray that are already so freaking cool that there would be another cool color next to it, and it wouldn't clash, but it would just seem disjointed.
But that's Italy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's true. But is it Fabuland? And is it my Fabuland?
I think it's a mature Fabuland, yeah.
Aubrey says something kind of nice to you, so maybe we'll ignore that one.
Yeah, screw that.
I want the snark back. P&G agrees.
Thank you, Aubrey.
P&G says a lot of castles in Europe have random vines of flowers to help differentiate the buildings from each other since they're all the same, all gray stone. Like I said, castle is boring gray stone.
Yeah.
Brad wants to know, where's your frog? This is Mark, not Lego Designs, but
I know, right? He's right. I put a frog
in somewhere.
My old stuff. And by the way, are you actually referring to my Fabuland Builders Guild stuff where I put a frog in everything? Or is there something else that I'm missing? Because I did that back in that had been 2007.
Maybe this person knows you really well, or they just
I don't know.
Lego and frogs are big things. Can you believe I almost just said Legos on the live stream?
Ooh.
That's fine. I do that all the time.
I do too. It doesn't really bother me, but
it doesn't bother me either. Nicole, does that bother you?
No, I don't care.
Yeah, thank you. Same. It's kind of I also say Kleenex and Xerox. Like, sorry.
Walkman.
Oh yeah, Walkman.
Oh, that's a big one.
Salmon.
All right. So we probably do you actually pronounce the L in salmon?
My mom does.
Off stream,
Well,
we'll have a conversation about some of my favorite mispronunciations from people in my family.
Here's for Nicole's mom. Let's get it. Celebrate your salmon.
Salmon.
So Ben.
Yeah.
And Nicole. I think a lot of people love the brand Lego, and maybe they want to hear some exciting Lego news that we're excited about as well. Hey, how did I get so big?
I can fix that, Mark.
Thank you.
Apparently, Z Spouse says, when she mispronounces things around me, like Legos, I seem to care. That's not entirely true, Spouse. I don't care. I just like being annoying. So, it's
Thank
true.
you for admitting that.
Yes.
Love it.
You want to know the run of show, perhaps, which would be now we're moving to Bolo.
Yes.
Lego news.
Yes, and you guys have so many more Animal Crossing sets than I do. So many more.
Well, Nicole has all of them.
All of them, except for Mabel.
Which is the true Lego crime.
I've got Maples on the way. I have 3 Maples on the way. I personally made 3 different orders. Hey, do you play
Bricks and Minifigs? And I texted you both that they were there for $5.
I know, but I don't have Bricks and Minifigs here.
Buy some for me and bring them to Brickworld Chicago.
Well, I just imagined you were going to buy 10 for me and just like send them to me. Oh,
I may take you up on that.
My puppy came in. It scared the living crap out of me because like just out of my peripheral on the right, there's just this big black blob, and I'm like, am I having a stroke? No, it's my puppy. Welcome, Orion, everybody. Hi, sweetheart. You want to get in your bed? Want to get in your bed?
Says I have all of the Animal Crossing sets on the way.
Yeah, same.
I only have one, and it's not even mine. It's for my wife. It was her birthday yesterday.
That's the best one.
But here it is. We've got, yes, Mark and I dueling Captains here.
I don't even know where my box
is. It's a great set.
It's a good one. Yeah.
So this is very exciting, but like I'm already like, now that they're out, I'm like, where are the brickheads? Where are the 2 new SKUs that they've come out with for August 1st?
Okay.
Let's leak some images.
Not even I know what you're talking about. Truly.
There's two new SKUs set for August 1st, and there's 2 missing SKUs that we don't know the release date of that are supposed to be Animal Crossing brickheads that I said earlier. I announced would be released on March 1st thanks to Brick Clicker.
That guy.
That guy. Oh, that's right. I forgot. Happy birthday, Z Spouse.
Oh, happy birthday.
Another Pisces. We love our Pisces.
She is 29 for the 12th straight year.
Hi, baby.
I'm jealous.
Monica also says, and I love this, that her cat has now come to join her. Her cat's name is General Tomfoolery. That is too much, and I love it.
I'm being groomed.
That's nice.
There we go. Well, so do you actually have any Otterman? Do you actually have any pictures of this set these sets you're talking about?
No, because none of leaked.
No one does.
Leaks.
No one does. So like, so again, just to go back to the Otterman thing, my dog feels comfort when she grooms people. We looked it up. It's like a thing. Like they feel calm because it reminds them of being like groomed when they were puppies.
Yeah.
I have a lot of hair on my body. So she feels comforted a lot, especially when I wear shorts and short sleeves. So Nicole, what did you think of the Animal Crossing sets? And again, are you an Animal Crossing fan?
I am. Yeah. So, I played it actually on my DS originally.
Girl, what's your island name?
A freaking Bumby's World.
Okay. Are you embarrassed about that?
A little bit, but here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
My daughter went in and deleted my 2020 adventures. She
Bad
went in,
girl.
she deleted
Oh no.
my Zelda save file in that one. She figured out how to get in there, like Breath of the Wild. She deleted everything. And so,
well, in her defense,
she's 2, so in her defense,
right? And Nintendo should like make it possible for families to play their own games when you buy the one property instead of having to get a separate Switch to have a separate like experience with the game.
Well, it wasn't even that. She's 2, so she was just effing around on the Switch.
Either way.
And yeah, so
it's Nintendo's fault is what I'm saying.
So my friend had told me, she's like, "Oh, like you need to check if you had the Nintendo account or what check. It's not there."
Nintendo,
So
Nintendo Online. That'll stop it.
Yeah. So I tried to restart it up again back in December, but it's winter, and I'm like, you know what? Never mind.
I love winter in Animal Crossing. It's my favorite season.
I like fall.
A lot of people do.
I like fall. I'm basic.
It's too much warm for me. Well, I am too, but I like the blues. I like the cool colors, and everything's red. It's my least favorite color. So, Nicole, if you're embarrassed about the name Bumby's World, can I tell you the name my?
What is it?
Buttland.
It's close. We're close. A bum and a butt. We're close.
Yeah, I guess we are. Well, I was literally like, I'm never going to play. So many people, because I like Fabuland, had recommended Animal Crossing to me over 2 decades that I was like, it's the pandemic. I'm going to try this out because I have a Switch. I bought it to play Animal Crossing. I'm sorry, to play Mario Kart with my niece and nephew because they were both in high school at the time. And they were like, we're bored. Like, can you please like entertain us? And so I was like, all right, I'll check out this Animal Crossing thing that people keep recommending to me. And I was like, I'm never going to play this more than one day. So they're like, what do you want your island name to be? And I was like, I don't know, Buttland. And it was like, you could never change your name. I was like, I don't care. I won't care. Now I'm Buttland forever because I love my island. I love all my villagers. I'm like, I can't restart.
See, and the thing about the DS, so when I first started playing on the DS, like,
is that New Leaf?
Yeah, New Leaf.
Yeah.
So when I first started playing it on that, like, it took me a while to get into it because I don't know, like I don't know, I didn't love it at first.
Had you ever played a cozy game before that?
No.
I know, right? Same.
I like fear, death, and blood.
Yes, I like role playing. So I was like, when my villagers gave me like a circuit breaker, I was like, oh, I'm going to need this later to save myself from some enemy.
Exactly.
And so I kept it forever, and I was like,
tips for
Ben with
like fear, blood.
Ben with the banners.
Well, you know what? No, I had played a cozy game. Minecraft's cozy.
True.
Minecraft can be cozy until nighttime.
Right, and then you get
and then there's fear, blood, and death.
Ender portal and like all sorts of like other. There's a hidden role play game in Minecraft. There's definitely not an Animal Crossing.
No.
So back to your opinion of the sets.
Mm-hmm.
Love, hate, middle of the road. Where you at?
Okay, so I'm a minifig person. So for that reason alone, I'm very happy. I thought I was gonna like
Camp Chaos.
Chaos. I thought I was gonna like the house, like the house sets, like Tom Nook and what's
Rosie's house, Isabel's house visit.
Yeah, with Fauna, I think it's Fauna, right?
Or Deirdre, I can't remember ever between the two. I think it is Fauna.
I think it's Fauna.
You're right.
I thought I was gonna like those sets the most, and I don't.
The builds are not great.
But
Like
they're for kids. Like they're like very much like Mario level of build skill.
But I like the Super Mario sets better. You can teach a kid how to like attach a roof to the top of a building.
Yeah, that's true.
Brad, get it?
I don't know. I like, so the more I played with, I'm just trying, like bunnies, the more I played with like the ones that had like playability functions, the more I liked them.
Interesting.
And I like display type stuff.
Okay.
Like I love things that can be displayed. Like Snow White's cottage is a dream for me. Like I love stuff like that.
Ben loves that one too. Do you have it yet, by the way, Ben?
No.
It's pricey.
It is. I
so
he bought it. It just hasn't been delivered yet.
Yeah, I opted for currently to do the Technic Space ones first, and then maybe I'll do the meme castle set that no one cares about, and then perhaps I'll get to the the Snow White cottage.
I care.
Oh.
The cottage I loved. But yeah, the
Here's
Animal Crossing sets, I like them. They just don't like fit well together, if that makes sense. Like I would probably make my own island and disassemble everything and take elements from, like, I think that's what I'm gonna make of it, because
good.
I tried.
That's what they intend.
Everything together, and it just looks like
disjointed
garbage.
I don't love it. Yeah, I don't love it. I don't.
Yeah,
I get the idea.
Yeah, I think their intention is for you to personalize it, because it literally says that on the box.
It says it on the box.
I do want to bring up this comment from Aubrey, where she asks, "Is Animal Crossing more for millennials?" I think it spans generations.
It's generations,
actually.
yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people have played it. Like, there's a character in the game named after a boomer who is now passed that played like over 10,000 hours of Animal Crossing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think definitely kids and families alike during the pandemic, because New Horizons just dropped when the week the pandemic, the lockdown itself happened.
It was it was like March or April.
It was definitely March.
Yeah.
It was like the week of lockdown that it released. That
it's
a
hard
lot
to
of families
get too.
played it together.
Yeah.
And so I don't think it's any specific generation.
No.
And watching the YouTube channels that concentrate on Animal Crossing, especially New Horizons, there's a lot of Gen Z out there. Again, going back to voices. So I have to turn off a lot of them, because I'm like, you have too much energy for me. I can't listen to you. I want to see what you're doing, but I need a break because my brain can't take the speed of rapid talking.
Well,
so
weird question on that. Do you prefer the rapid talking or all the AI voice generated ones? Those are the ones that drive me crazy.
Oh, both are bad. I don't.
What drives you most crazy though? I want to know.
I don't know yet.
Okay.
I'll get back to you. I would say the rapid talking.
All right.
So you know what I've found, like, so I guess I do content creation now. I guess that's like my thing. The attention span is so damn short for people that
we get that too.
I have to make fast content.
I know.
I have to fit everything that I need to fit in under a minute. It cannot go over.
For shorts. And what's weird is shorts, like TikTok wants you to be over a minute.
They want you to be over a minute. I haven't figured out TikTok yet. Like that's just is another bird.
Yeah, but it's a pain in the butt. So like put it all in. I was trying to make a supercut of our last Lego Crimes episode this week, and like my first cut was 1 minute and 30 seconds, and I was like, I don't have time to pare this all down. But it's like that's why that rapid pace of speaking happens. You're exactly right. Is because the algorithms are hitting 1 minute and under. And that's what YouTube wants from you for your shorts. But can we listen to that? Like that's kind
Well,
of
it's not always that. It's like I try to keep my content under a minute, and then YouTube videos, like reviews, I try to keep them under 5 because people aren't really watching anything longer. But here's what my pet peeve is. My pet peeve is the quick, like, snip editing.
Same.
I can't, like, I thought I liked it.
Yeah.
And I can't, it hurts my, and I actually find, like, and it was maybe in the last, like, 2 weeks, it actually hurts my brain. Like, you know, like the really quick, like, speed building snip, and then, like, snip. Like, it just, like, hurts. It hurts me.
Well, and that's why, like, on my studio link, where it's like, here's how many people watch your video. But if you go into the analytics, like, this is how long they watch the video.
3 seconds.
It's like 17 seconds for a 3-hour video. It's like, okay, well, we got some views. You know?
Yeah. And I find it's only good if, like, it people will only watch it longer if it's something that's, like, generally interesting, right? Like,
Lego crimes.
Like Lego crimes.
Well, and that's why we've tried to, like, stick to our, like, if you are someone who wants to build mocks, we're the live stream that does that, but we haven't caught on yet. And so we're sticking to it because we know we have a niche.
Yeah.
And we know what, like, if anybody wants this sort of stuff, but we haven't hit all the algorithms for the shorts and the Instagram stream and wherever else we're posting to, like, make sure people know that that's what we're doing. It takes a long time to get that information into the search engines.
The algorithm's weird. Like, I had a friend that posted, I had a friend that had, like, 300 followers. They posted a video on TikTok that got, like, 40 million views.
Right.
And got them 50,000 followers, like, overnight.
Yep.
And I'm just like, I don't get it. Like, I thought I got it, and I don't get it anymore. I'm just like,
no one does.
No one understands it.
It's weird.
And YouTube changed it because they were fixated on the shorts.
Yes.
And now I'd be happy if a short got, like, 500 views now.
They were trying to compete with TikTok.
Yeah.
That's where it came up. So this has been fun.
Maybe we should talk about Lego.
Mean to, like, cut you off, but, like, yeah, let's get into the Lego news.
Yeah, we got to check to Lego. We got, like,
sorry about that.
Whole sidetrack. That's a whole nother episode.
Yeah.
This is what we do on this stream. We talk a little life, talk a little everything.
Right. We talk community.
I do think we need to talk about this, though.
Oh my God, I'm dead.
Look.
Oh my God.
Those. Oh.
I've never been happier in my life.
Those trans parts, man.
Those have been out for a while. The my favorite is the trans dark pink fern.
Yeah.
But that's been out for, like, over a year.
The large ones are new.
The large ones are in this. Oh, what color is that? Is that
they're a trans
dark
blue
azure?
Something.
Really?
Yeah.
All right,
Cole's got the box. I saw it on Instagram today.
Let me grab it.
Man, I was like, for reals. I was just like, man, this is the new hotness. We need this, and then boom, Nicole's got it. Just hanging on to the thing.
I wanted to build it, but I'm not allowed.
You're not allowed to build it?
Well, I'm not allowed to show you what's inside the box until later.
Okay.
But yeah, the big fern parts are new.
We gotta talk about that later.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later.
Hit the view all button. Let's bring those images up, sir.
Yep.
Oh, wow. Is that a new transparent color? I think.
Which one?
Like
it's
the double ferns.
Yeah.
We should not talk about new colors based off images.
No.
We've lost so much time on this live stream for that.
I can promise you the orange wheels in here are tomato soup, though, for sure.
For sure.
The transparent dark purple pieces in this.
Yep. Wait, this side part on here is the capsule to a speed champion. That's a new part.
Show us.
This part. Oh, this one.
Yeah,
that's new.
I thought so too.
That part is new, and the color of that part.
Very cool.
That's so cool, actually.
Yeah. There's two of them in that set.
And the helmets, those have to be new.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we saw Friends helmets. Color. Yes, Different always.
Will do great in underwater builds.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Trans purple.
Yes.
A coral reef.
1x2x2 window panel. I thought the same. That is what that is. Obviously, he picked it for his lug bulk.
Whatever that is. Then.
Oh, you're right, Monica Berry. Sorry. Actually, I'll get that right now.
Just check New Elementary, of course. That's where you can.
If you guys don't know what that is, it's the best source.
It is.
I know, right?
Who are they? I wonder if they cover it. Well, they're in LAN.
They could be.
No, they are. Because they were in the Snow White's cottage interview with New Elementary. I don't even think that they have this yet.
So Lego Friends technically has 3 space sets with the weird sub collab with space. And I'll say they've produced a lot of rovers this year, but I don't care. I love them. When this one came out, I texted Mark and Nicole, OMG, This is the hotness. I need this thing. It's amazing. I did not get the other Lego Friends space set, but now I might, so that this thing can pair with it. As you might guess, it integrates well with that super space shuttle launch greenhouse thing. But this one's definitely got me excited.
Need the space cat.
Space dog and a space cat. They go well together, right?
Yeah.
Space pug.
Space pug.
Yeah, the only thing I think that might be wrong with this set is it needs more mech.
Right.
But outside of that,
it does need more mech.
Mm-hmm.
It's not enough.
Always.
I want to talk about our favorite subject, lifestyle shots. What do we think of this? Come on.
All right, ready? You can be a ginger.
What's her name?
I don't know what her name is. What do you think it is?
Esmeralda.
Oh, no.
Annie.
Annie. Ooh,
yeah, Annie's probably right. Yeah. Give me a second.
Ani. It's going to be Ani because it's,
She's fancy like that.
Yeah.
Or her parents think she's fancy like that. When was the last time you saw someone wearing corduroy pants?
It's,
That's exciting.
I think the last time I saw someone wearing corduroy pants, it was me in 2nd grade.
Okay.
Yeah, I was say that was me in college. Probably the same year that you were in 2nd grade. I just got the husband check, by the way.
Oh.
So
you're in trouble.
Oh, yeah. She's cute.
She gives me a very strong elf vibe, though.
She is elven.
Yeah,
I don't think those double fern pieces are transparent. You guys are saying
I think they are.
Are the double fern the blue?
They're definitely transparent.
Are they?
Oh,
in this shot, what do you think?
Here, you can tell a little better.
I don't think they are there.
Yeah, let's see.
I will tell you soon.
Yeah, I know. When can you tell us, by the way? Which is very bizarre. They'll send you the set, but you can't reveal the interior until when?
Which is funny because the interior is revealed on their website.
Right.
That's my only gripe. in LAN. That's my only.
You don't
gripe.
have to gripe on here. We're not asking you to trash your suppliers.
No, I'm not trashing. I just, I wanna be able to show you guys what's inside.
Of course.
I mean, here from the box pictures, they
Looks like
definitely look
Dark Azure.
transparent.
All right.
It looks transparent. It really does.
Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Sorry.
All right,
We have to discuss when dinner will happen.
Uh-oh.
That's exciting. I like the fold down beds as well. It kind of looks like a nice little feature in there. I also saw somewhere in one of these pictures that, they're doing all these detachable modules. Oh, I think it was the video. They had a video for this one where the whole thing could pull off the rover base.
Yeah.
And then it was, its own little spaceship. We've got the classic space logo in like a lavender color over here. So lots of fun stuff here. And as I saw on your Instagram post, they've got a hoverboard.
Yeah, and that's so I followed the designer on Instagram, and he was explaining that was inspired by the Hovertron, like his like childhood Hovertron.
Oh, okay.
I think it was like, I don't know what year. Let me see if I can find it. 96, the 1996 Hovertron. 6815.
Okay, well that sounds like a fun set.
Yeah.
Aubrey points out that this one isn't a very good castle. Well, that's the point. I don't have to meme this one. I can actually want it because it's not a stupid castle. Mark, are you actually basing color opinion on a lifestyle shot? I mean, I think that's your best shot to get a color, since half of these are rendered and half of them are edited so strangely.
Yeah.
That you can't tell. Here, at least it's not a rendering.
I don't think New Elementary can share if they're in LAN. Maybe they can't share it until after.
So looking at it here in particular, I know Mark always goes crazy when we are talking about colors. It looks like it is transparent or translucent, and it's probably like that satin blue color.
Yeah.
So some light gets through it, but you can't like see through it. Let's see. PNG Bricks is apparently from somewhere with a little later time zone because it's morning time. Have a great week. Good night. So there we go. What do you think, Mark, on this picture? We're speculating that the color on those leaves is probably satin.
I still think it's
translucent color.
No.
Okay. We'll take that.
I'm sticking with my guns here. I think it's very solid.
Okay.
We'll find out.
We'll find out before you know it.
Yeah. We should not talk about colors on the pictures. So Nicole, that's why we texted you like, "Hey, what's the color of these pieces in the Snow White set?" And you're like,
"We still
think
need
it's dark
to know.
orange."
It is dark orange. But what about the goblets in the Snow White set?
That was what we talked about.
That was what we were talking about. But the reason why I didn't answer was because I was having an interview with the designer and I wasn't quite sure because I didn't have. I built the set. No, get this. I built the set. Then I went on vacation. Then they last minute had a designer interview for us, and you would ask that question like 2 hours before my designer interview, and I was like, perfect. I don't have the set in front of me. I don't quite remember. I'll ask him, and he didn't know.
Well, you have it there now.
Aubrey asked what I'm willing to bet. I will bet
it wasn't new.
One Maples pumpkin garden that's just dark azure or light azure, but definitely solid. I will bet one
solid
pumpkin garden.
To be clear, I will bet one Maples pumpkin garden.
No, you're not being clear. You're being
solid and not transparent or translucent or glitter or opalescent.
Satin.
Solid.
Satin.
Not satin. Not satin.
All right.
I think they're medium azure and not dark azure. I think they're medium azure.
All right, we'll find out.
Azure.
But there it is. It has
You both get a maple
fancy name.
pumpkin?
Yeah.
I'll just give you the. I'll Venmo you the money to get them from Bricks and Minifigs.
I don't have bricks and minifigs.
Damn it!
Told you I'd get you one.
Yeah, I'll take you up on that.
All right, Space Research Rover is the name of this thing. April 1st.
Great
Limit
set.
3. I might have to pre-order 3. I've got the inkling to get some of this cool stuff and get some more of this tomato soup color.
Yeah, you need it.
So.
Definitely.
All right, well, there we
That's
go.
it?
There was our most exciting ones. Well, I did get this guy here as well.
Oh, I like it.
I haven't built this one. I've been working on
the
other space sets, but I do really like this one. Looks really fun. Looks like it's got all kinds of interesting functions.
It's so cool.
The Lego
Very
Space
cool.
Technic line, really cool. Again, a rover. They had a secondary set in this theme, also a rover. They have 2 city space sets that are rovers. So, lots of rovers. Not enough of this. Needs more mech. We got too many mechs in Ninjago, but we don't have enough.
We don't have enough in space.
We had too many mechs in Star Wars.
Yeah, nowadays, yeah.
Or Marvel and DC. Like, why is everything a mech?
Everything's mechs. We're getting, 2 more from Marvel?
At least.
Yeah.
We're in our rover
Now
era.
we're moving into the rover era for sure.
Yes. And I hope that they produce some mechs for castle sets as well so that they're, tolerable. So.
That was Nexo Knights. Sorry.
Yeah. That didn't work out as well as I'd hoped. But,
Like for an F1 rover.
Nicole will be all over that.
I will totally be all over that.
McLaren rover.
Paige is flabbergasted that I would base a color opinion off of a lifestyle shot.
At least they're not a rendering though, right?
I based it off of all of those shots. I really do think that color is solid. I might be wrong.
I'm just going to withhold your maple pumpkin patch.
Only time and Maple Pumpkin Gardens will tell.
Yes.
So are we at the end of our agenda now?
Well, you tell me.
Oh, I think we are. Next shift next week, I'll be here. Will you?
As far as I know, I'm not really scheduled to be out of town until the end of this month when we have spring break.
Okay.
So I should be here, and then the week after, you might be in Indianapolis, and I might need to find someone. I've got a Rolodex.
Totally.
If we get the D&D announcement, I think I know.
Yeah.
Who I'll definitely have on the show.
It's Jesse.
I saw Nicole. Yeah, Nicole, one of Nicole's recent ones. She had a D&D shirt on when she was showing something on Instagram.
You're always welcome to join us. Just let us know, and we will let you into the stream whenever you want to be here, because I love having you here. This has been a great night.
Love being here with you guys.
Thank you. This has been a great night. All right. So, Ben, what do we say when we're ending the stream?
We only
need more mechs.
We could say that. There's a couple of questions we always have, and one of them is it? It's a lace-up tunic? No, it's a medieval hoodie. It needs more mechs, but more than any of those things, we like to say what our friend Bob Ross tells us. In building, in life, in artistry, there are no mistakes, only happy accidents.
And here's, for the 3rd week in a row, our most recent outro, because I have not had time to make a new one. Here we go. Let's enjoy some time in the Blockoverse.
Brick Story, Dreamgirls Cruise Ship, Building Toys Playset, Creative Friends, Yacht Building Sets, 318 pieces, Girls City Boat Model, Building Kit, Christmas Birthday Gift for Kids ages 6 to 12. Let's check it out. It's also a Carnival Cruise Line. Oh, wait a minute. It's a rival. Look at. All right, so we see. All right, before I touch this picture, well, let's just go right there. It says carnival here. What does this say? Carnreal. Right? Something crazy has been photoshopped already for zero reason.
Yeah.
You can play with this set even if you're Siamese twins. Role play?
Yeah. Fair enough. Or room decoration.
Room decoration. With your glass vase of different colored straws.
Straws.
And they're bendy straws.
Well, duh. Why would you even... And I sure as hell hope they aren't paper straws, okay?
I do too, actually.
Whether you love the environment or hate the environment,
you can hate paper straws and love the environment.
Paper straws are terrible regardless.
No, they're garbage. Oh, look at that. What's that?
What's what? Okay.
What's behind the windshield?
What is behind the windshield?
Look.
No.
There's some weird ass minifigure in there.
How is that possible?
There's
they don't
two.
Have figures.
There's two. It's like we're being invaded. It's just like we just made first contact with Blockoverse people. Can you not see it? How can
I can see him. I can see him.
You can see him now?
I can. He's like a mini doll.
Yeah, I think they're both
at the
women.
Steering wheel. And you're right. And then there's one back behind peeking its head out. But they only appear in that picture. I think that's the same picture, just rescaled, that they used in the lifestyle shop, the Siamese twins. So you can see them sort of there.
Oh my god, you're right. Look at that.
It's the same picture.
Siamese twins. We're making discoveries. This is why, like, physics research is important.
Okay,
like
hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. Lifestyle picture, Siamese twins. The girl on the left. The girl on the left, she's holding like a pen or maybe a detonator with a bright red light on the end.
She 100%
is. She's also in the bomb making business. Look at that.